Woods, Bird's Eye View, a special edition because it's a special day. This guy's Alec Hendon. I'm Scotty Gange. Welcome into our little table setup because, yes, it's a special day. It's a big day for the Firebirds. I mean, you got to talk. We're talking playoff implications. The Firebirds are 6 points out of first place, 6 points ahead of last place, right in the middle of the pack. Alec, this one's exciting.
Well, if the Firebirds were a person, I think we could just call them Malcolm in the Middle. They've been right in the middle of everything all season long. Thanks, Scotty.
Come on now.
I got to do a little bit. I got to bring something to the table because I know Scotty brings the energy all the time. I got to bring a little bit of a riddle there. But yes, Firebirds squarely right in the playoff picture right now, stuck in the middle. They're facing a team tonight that they are chasing that I believe they're 5 points behind in the Armit-Dennis Red Sox, a team that's had their number most of the season. So they're looking for their first win at Red Wilson Field and potentially a first-round preview of the East Division playoffs here tonight, Scotty.
Really is going to be fun. Again, the Firebirds have 42 collective points. You get 2 points for a win, 1 point for a tie. So the Firebirds have 42. The Chatham Anglers in first place, they have 48. In second place is 47, the YD Red Sox. The Firebirds are playing tonight. In fourth place is the Harwich Mariners, and they have 38. And then, they have 39, So 3 points behind the Firebirds are the Harwich Mariners in fourth place. And then in fifth place, if the season ended today, they would be out of the season, out of the playoffs, are the Brewster Whitecaps, as they have 36 points. So 6 points differential from last place and first place. But let's talk about today. David Steele is on the mound, and as we've mentioned, it's a big game in terms of playoff implications. A win today would be absolutely massive for the rest of the season, as the Firebirds can kind of slow down and coast as their playoff implications will get much, much better.
It'd be a huge win today if they're able to pick it up. But not only just for their morale, it'd be 2 wins in a row against YD, a team that's really, like I mentioned before, just had their number. And it'd be huge to just be secure in their playoff footing. David Steele, he threw 2 innings against Falmouth the other day, 4 strikeouts, struck out the side in his final inning. He was electric.
He really was.
And the thing that when you talked to him after the game, I remember you mentioned to me how he said, yeah, I pitched good, but we lost.
Right.
That's all that matters to David Steele.
Alex stealing all my content here. I was going to say it. I was kidding.
I'm trying my best here, Scotty. This is what happens when you give me too much good information. But yes, David Steele, different role today. Dawson McCarville yesterday threw in a different role, threw 5 2/3.
And he stepped up big time.
Yes, he saved the bullpen. When I talked to Coach Matthew Troop after the game, he said there was only 3 pitchers available yesterday, and all 3 of them pitched. With all these crazy games coming up in different situations, they're going to need David Steele to give them 3, potentially 4 innings. Because they're going to need that bullpen the rest of the game because they have 2 more tomorrow, Scotty, then another one on Wednesday, and then if things get even crazier, there's a game Thursday before the postseason begins. The arms are getting thin, the games are getting thinner, but this is big-time baseball right at the end of the summer. It's a beautiful day here in Yarmouth-Dennis.
It really is.
Let's have
here
fun.
In the woods now. You mentioned, if you watched the post-game interview with David Steele, hey, David, 4 strikeouts, 2 shutout innings. You were fantastic. What was working so well? How's that feel? He goes, I don't really care. We lost the game, and so I don't really care how I played. And that's, so big. I was talking to Josh some more the other day, and I'm like, hey, man, are you tired? This is a lot of baseball games. You homesick? You want to go home? He goes, no, I don't want to go home, man. This is paradise. I want to stay here as long as I can. So, a lot of guys on other teams, murmurs are, God, so tired. The Firebirds, man, they're locked in. They're having fun because they're living in paradise. They want to win. David Steele, he's dying to win. It's the 50-50 between developing as a player and then also coming out here to compete. And I think the Firebirds are really closer on the side of, competing now when it comes to the end of the season. And a lot of teams, I'd like to say, can't say that, Alec.
Yes, this is a Firebirds team from day one. We felt that they're a very collective unit. They're a close bunch of guys. They're very friendly. They hang out off the field. They hang out on the field. It's been really cool and refreshing to see. Because at times we've had the highs of that 5-game winning streak, but immediately followed by the 6-game losing streak, where it's just like, oh man, is this team ever going to hit that one great stride where they just really pull ahead? But right now, as a 3 seed in the East Division playoffs, opportunity to potentially boost their standing. It's a big game today. David Steele in the offense. I expect nothing but good things here at Red Wilson Field.
An incredible opportunity today for the Firebirds. Again, 6 points ahead of last place. So 6-point cushion right now. If they can get this 2-point win, that would just be absolutely huge. Of course, the Brewster Whitecaps, they've got a couple games left, and a couple of those are against the Bourne Braves, who are in 4th place in the Western Division. They will make the playoffs, however, because the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, I think I say it every day, a season to forget for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. But the Bourne Braves are one of the weaker teams in the Western Division, so the Brewster Whitecaps may have the good opportunity to get 2-4 points in that regard. But hey, it's a big, big day for the Firebirds. A special shout out to Noah Skiro and Jeff Pramel. They helped us get this little setup. We were walking around. They go, dude, get the table. We'll set it up for you. They were actually watching over us. If there was a home run ball, they would give us little yells as the Firebirds just finished BP. But a tip of the cap to them, and a tip of the cap to Zebulon Vermillion, because he's coming in right here right after this. All right, hey, welcome back to the Bird's Eye View pregame show from the woods. Here with Zebulon Vermillion. First off, thanks for hanging out, buddy.
Of course, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, so let's start with the name, Zebulon Vermillion.
Right.
It's my favorite name on the team, and I'm interested in the backstory of it.
So I was born in Vail, Colorado, and a lot of people might know Pikes Peak, a lonely mountain in Colorado. Zebulon Pike founded Pikes Peak, and since I was born in Colorado, my family wanted an interesting name, so they named me after the explorer.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool. And I know what else is cool is the fact that you're the Riddle King on the Firebirds. You've always gone on post-game meals. I know you talk about them a lot in the bullpen. Where did that start for you? Are you just kind of a guy that always has been interested in stuff like that?
Yeah, I've pretty much been doing riddles like all my life. My grandma and me always have competitions, you know, when she's around. But I first started here because we were just bored in the bullpen, so I was just like, hey, let's do some riddles.
What's the hardest one for the viewers that will be listening in the game? They can think about it. We'll give the answer at the end of the game, so you'll give them one now. They've got 9 innings to think about it.
Well, some of my harder ones you have to ask questions, so I'll give a moderately hard one.
Yeah, that's good.
So,
yeah.
all right, here we go.
Because we're nice to the Firebirds family.
All right. So, what is greater than God, more evil than the devil? The rich people need it, the poor people have it, and if you eat me, you will surely die.
Oh, I'm really excited. I have no idea. So we'll
riddle.
get the answer from Zeb off camera, and then we'll announce it before the end of the game. Sound good to you?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I'm excited for that. But let's talk about the Firebirds, man. It's been a fun summer to watch you go out there and pitch for the Birds. What's been your favorite part so far?
Just meeting new people, man. I love the boys here. Summer ball's a great time to meet new people, get new experiences, go somewhere you've never been before, and just like surround yourself with a whole bunch of people that you might be friends with for the rest of your life.
So yeah, I know you're at Arkansas now. I mean, this has got to be much different. You know, Orleans, Massachusetts, Cape Cod, to Arkansas. What's surprised you, if there's anything, just in terms of difference in life?
I don't know. There's a lot of older people up here. It's a great place to retire. So I mean, it's a different fan base, I'd say, but it's a lot nicer area as far as fan base when it comes to like rowdiness. But the people here are great, and I mean, just like Arkansas, there's a good fan base where there's a lot of people coming to watch the game. So as far as where I'm living compared to where I live in Arkansas, the only difference is the smell, I'd say, of the bay. We don't have
a good smell or a bad smell?
Oh, it's a bad smell.
Oh, it is.
I think it's
fishy.
Because I live right on the beach, which is not a bad thing, but definitely don't get that smell in Arkansas.
So I think something that surprised me is just relationships that I've been able to make. A relationship with you and I, it's been great. I know all the guys in the bullpen are so close to each other. What have you learned through creating cool relationships with all those guys?
I mean, on a baseball level, I get to talk to those guys about their pitches, maybe learn something for myself, experiment as a player. But like as a person, it's just good to meet new people that say none of us end up playing baseball. Maybe we're linked somehow in the business world, and it's always good to have good connections with people. So I mean, it's really good to get to know everyone in the bullpen.
So away from baseball, I know you guys spend 95% of your time playing baseball, whether it be during the day with scouts or something like that, or coming here for 44 games in the summer. What do you love to do away from baseball?
Oh man, I'm a huge video game guy.
You are?
Yeah, I'll play all sorts of video games.
Fortnite?
Yeah, not much here, but when it first came out, definitely. But I play a lot of video games. People at home know I play a lot of video games. When I'm with my family, it's more camping, outdoor oriented. Go kayaking a lot, and good thing Fayetteville, Arkansas is a great place for outdoorsy people. There's a lot of rivers and hills to go hiking and stuff, so I do that when I'm home.
That's pretty cool. I know you're going to get to go home in about a week or so. The nostalgia is really kicking in. I'm kind of bummed. There's 5 more regular season games, and then the playoffs, which could go however long or short they go. When you're looking at that last week, what's something that you think you're really going to cherish, once you go back home and can kind of look back on this season as a whole?
I mean, just the people, because, I mean, you never know if you're going to see any of them ever again. And after building good relationships with everybody here and not being able to see them again, I'm going to do the best I can to make sure that doesn't happen, but you never know. People's schedules don't line up, so, I mean...
Life might get in the way.
Yeah, definitely. I'll just miss the people that I met here.
Well, thank you so much for the time.
Of course,
One of the great people here is Zebulon Vermillion, man.
Appreciate
That's going to close out our show. So thank you so much for the time. Really do appreciate you. Have fun today as always, bro.
Thank you very much.
San Luis Obispo.
Testing,
Number
1, 2,
35,
testing.
Tate. Samuelson. Batting ninth.
At Red Wilson Field as the Firebirds head out west to the westernmost eastern team against the YD Red Sox here in South Yarmouth, Massachusetts. Alongside Thomas Cinzarella, I'm Josh White. Thomas, we saw the Birds last night, a big-time two-out rally in the 8th inning to tie it up at 2-2 and steal a point. And now with a win tonight and a Brewster loss, the Orleans Firebirds will be back in the postseason.
Well, it was an exciting game yesterday at Eldridge Park as Shea Whitcomb blasted a 2-run home run over the right center field fence. A ball that just got out with the wind blowing in. Whitcomb using his power. It's been a nice cleanup spot hitter here for the Firebirds as of late, and we'll see if he can continue things here at Red Wilson Field.
So John Beller will get the ball for the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox, his 7th appearance, 6th start. He's 1-1 with a 3.15 ERA. Southpaw from USC went 4 innings his last time up. Only gave up 1 run, for the Orleans Firebirds. Different lineup today against the left-handed pitcher. Only one left-handed swinger. It's Jacob Hurtubise at the top playing center. The first baseman, Julio Marcano, bats second. Max Trani hits third and plays left. Second baseman, Shea Whitcomb, bats cleanup. Hitting fifth and doing the catching is Rob Emery. Batting sixth, the DH, Eddie McCabe. Hitting seventh and at third is Josh Samora. In the eighth spot, the shortstop, Tanner Murray. And rounding up the lineup for the Orleans Firebirds is Zach Daniels, the right fielder from Tennessee. Today, the Orleans Firebirds will be without Kelly Nicholson. 15th-year skipper was tossed in the eighth inning last night. He'll serve a one-game absence today, and Jamie Quinn will run the orders from the first base dugout. So it's Beller and Steele, Firebirds and Red Sox, sixth and final time of the regular season. Hurtubise, the center fielder from Army, steps in from the left side. Beller winds and fires. Here's the first pitch of the night. Fastball popped on the left side of the infield. Shortstop Wyatt Young going out onto the outfield grass. He'll make the call. He'll make the catch. And there's one pitch and one away to start this ball game at 4:49 p.m.
The first baseman from New Jersey Institute of Technology, number 7.
84 degrees and sunny at Red Wilson Field today. Winds blowing out of the southwest at 15 miles per hour. Straight away to left field. Julio Marcano, first baseman out of NJIT, will dig in from the right side. First pitch, fastball taken low for ball one. Marcano, his second go-around with the Orleans Firebirds, started this summer with Orleans and was released after dealing with a shoulder injury, but now he's back and better than ever. 1-0, fastball cut on and fouled back. It's 1-1. Julio batting .316 across his first 8 games. Rarity last night went 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Rising junior, originally from Katy, Texas. Second appearance of the summer at first base. Came on as a pinch hitter last night, stayed in the ball game at first, but he's played mainly at second. Austin Wells getting a moment from the home plate umpire Joe LaBella after taking that foul ball off the shin guard. At first base is Doug Isham, and at third is Jason Klump. So 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch from Beller. Fastball flared into center field. Center fielder Beasley coming on. This is going to get down for a base hit. Julio Marcano continues to rake. He drops a Texas League single for the first hit of the ball game.
Yeah, he's been a really nice addition back into his Firebirds lineup, and you now see him at the number 2 spot following Hurtubise. That could be a nice 1-2 combination before you get into the middle part of this lineup with Trani and Whitcomb.
Now Max Trani, left fielder out of Bentley, will dig in from the right side. Trani 7th in the league in hitting, batting .328. 6'1", 215-pound rising senior steps in. Beller set of the stretch, first time tonight, first pitch. Breaking ball skips in low for ball one. No score between Orleans and Yarmouth Dennis, with one away in the top of the first inning. Firebirds haven't won at Red Wilson Field since 2016. Red Sox have had their number over that stretch. 1-0. Fastball dots the outside corner. It's 1-1. Now, of course, the Orleans Firebirds picked up a win against YD earlier this summer. That came at Eldridge Park on Kelly Nicholson's 350th regular season win. Marcano aboard at first with one down, the 1-1. Breaking ball drops low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
And the Firebirds earlier this year when they played at Red Wilson had an early lead before the White Sox came storming back and up being the Firebirds late.
They scored 4 runs in the 8th inning before the game was called due to darkness. 2-1. Fastball upstairs, hit hard to the left side, gloved by Young, flipped to the second baseman Campbell. On to first, a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. Once again, Max Trani squared up a baseball, but Wyatt Young able to knock it down, flip to Campbell, and this side is retired. Firebirds able to secure the first hit of the night, but Orleans scores no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 1 runner left on base. Well, to the last of the first at Red Wilson Field, Orleans and YD scoreless. Let's send it over to Scotty Gage.
Hey, thanks, Josh. Quick first inning, but we got a fun game coming up. We really do. I mean, Steel City, he's going to be up on the bump. He's been fantastic for the Firebirds so far this season. 6 innings pitched, 10 Ks, no earned runs allowed, no runs allowed at all. So it's really excited. I'm really excited to watch him go up there, do his thing, and with his first start for the Firebirds this season, it's going to be fun again. The mayor of Steel City, we're going to see how he can do up there. Last time, of course, one of the coolest moments of the season for me, after he was the Birds baller of the game, he had 4 strikeouts and 2 innings pitched out of the bullpen, but the Firebirds lost that game last week. I asked him, hey man, you had 4 strikeouts, how cool is that for you? He said it wasn't cool at all. We lost the game. I don't really care about myself in that sense. So he wasn't even happy at all, and you love that type of competitor atmosphere and competitor attitude, and that's what he brings, and I'm looking forward to watching that today and talking with some of the guys. The vibes are great for the Firebirds right now. The 2-2 tie last night was big if you think about it in terms of standings. 6 points still ahead of the last place Brewster Whitecaps, and that was a big tie with a Shea Whitcomb 2-run bomb last night. And something that we do have to point out, Zebulon Vermillion got the chance to talk with him today, and he was just kind of telling me, and when he looks back at this season, how much fun he's had making relationships with guys, especially the guys in the bullpen. Got to talk with a lot of them before the game and just in the past couple of days. And, looking back on this long season, how much they've enjoyed creating relationships. Connor Pellerin has said the same thing. All of those guys have really enjoyed that, and it's been fun to watch. Connor Pellerin, unfortunately for him today, Whitey doesn't sell Sour Patch Kids, and if you follow the Firebirds, then that's Connor Pellerin's pregame snack. So he had to go for a watermelon airhead. It looked terrible for the teeth. It's Cavity City, but it's also Steel City. So looking forward to the game right now. David Steele, he's gonna throw hard. It's gonna be fun to watch, guys.
Right-hander from Manchester, Connecticut. 4 appearances this summer for the Orleans Firebirds. Has yet to serve up an earned run across his first 6 innings. Has walked just 3 batters and struck out 10. Last pitch 3 days ago against the Falmouth Commodores, tossed 2 scoreless innings, walked 1 and struck out 4. Made 10 starts this past spring at Northeastern. It's a role he's used to after tossing 70 innings for the Huskies this past spring. Let's give you the Red Sox starting lineup. The shortstop Wyatt Young leads things off. Playing center and batting second is Brad Beasley. Catcher from Arizona, Austin Wells hits third. The switch-hitting second baseman Noah Campbell bats fourth. In the DH spot is Carson Taylor batting fifth. Third baseman Riley King hits sixth. Jack Thomas Woldat first will bat seventh. The left fielder Tate Samuelson hits eighth. And Jake Palmer rounds out the order in right field for Scott Pickler's club. As the YD Red Sox clinched a playoff spot last night with some help from the Orleans Firebirds. It was anything but a Brewster win. The Firebirds scored 2 in the 8th to force a tie against the Whitecaps. And the YD Red Sox have secured their spot in the postseason, just 1 game back of the pace in the East behind the Chatham Anglers. Wyatt Young will kick off the last of the first with Orleans and YD scoreless. 5'7" shortstop from Honolulu, Hawaii steps in. Steal set. Here's the first pitch home. Fastball taken on the outside corner, called strike 1. Young batting .352. That leads the league coming into the day. Young a 2 for 6 night against Harwich a couple nights ago. Got last night off for the Red Sox. Choking up on the all-red bat from the left side. Steal set the 0-1. Fastball popped left side. Third baseman Zamora going out. Tanner Murray, the shortstop, shading the sun with the right hand. He'll make the two-handed snag for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, notice the all-red bat from Wyatt Young. He's not only bleeds red blood, but bleeds YD Red Sox blood with that red bat.
Number 5, Brad.
So now I'm going to bring up Brad Beasley, who has been on an absolute tear for the YD Red Sox, including a solo blast last night, his third of the summer. 6'1" right-hander David Steele set on the bump, working out of the stretch. First pitch home. Fastball pounds the outside corner for strike 1. Let's give you the Firebirds defensive alignment, the outfield from left to right. Max Trani, Jacob Hurtubise, and Zach Daniels. The infield, Josh Zamora at third, Tanner Murray, the shortstop, Shea Whitcomb at second, Julio Marcano at first, and Rob Emery, the battery mate to David Steele. Here's the 0-1 from the right-hander. Breaking ball drops low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. For Brad Beasley, he delivered a key RBI knock the last time these two teams met at Red Wilson Field. Was called on as a pinch hitter in that 4-run 8th inning for the Red Sox. Drove in a run to tie it up 2-2. Whitey went on to win that game 5-2 at Red Wilson Field. Beasley stands at 5'10", $180 from the right side. Here's the 1-1 from David Steele. Breaking ball once again bounces behind the plate. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, Steele trying to work in a couple off-speed pitches here. You know, you mentioned Beasley has been on a tear as of late.
Beasley in his second summer with the YD Red Sox, batted .368 in 2018 across 22 games. Steele set from the first base side. Here's the 2-1. Fastball runs low and in. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Scoreless ball game between Orleans and Yarmouth Dennis, with 1 away in the bottom half of the first inning. Beasley doing exactly what he did this past spring at Cal Poly. Hit .283 in the spring. He's hitting .280 this summer. Little more pop with the wood rather than the metal. Has 3 home runs during the summertime with the Red Sox. 3-1 from Steele. Fastball squared the other way. Steele comes off first base side. Fields underhand flip to Marcano in time for a 1-3 putout.
That was an awkward ball that came off the edge of the barrel, just
Batting
hit off the end of the wood and slow roller up the first base line. And easy play for Steele, underhand toss to Marcano at first.
He's now one of the best hitters on Cape Cod, Austin Wells. Will dig in for his first turn at the dish. Rising sophomore out of Arizona, batting .333 with 7 home runs. Wells doing the catching duties tonight for Scott Pickler's club, steps in. David Steele, a long stare into Rob Emery. Manchester, Connecticut native comes set at the chest. Steele rocking back and forth. Now his first pitch to Austin Wells. Fastball downstairs for ball 1. Firebirds in their road red uniforms, white lettering across the chest, white caps, red brims, and white pants. The YD Red Sox, their home white uniforms with red lettering, and red caps with white lettering across the caps as well. Wells patient from the left side. Steele taking his time, the 1-0. Breaking ball misses low and in. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Wells went 2 for 3 last night with a pair of doubles and an RBI. He's on quite the tear right now. 6 for his last 7 with 4 doubles. He's got the most doubles on the Cape with 13 playing in his 40th game. 2-0 the count. Here's the pitch from Steele. Fastball hit on the line right at the shortstop Tanner Murray. Snatches it out of the air, and the side is retired. A 1-2-3 inning for David Steele in his first start on Cape Cod. We'll go to the top of the second at Red Wilson Field. No score between Orleans and YD. Check out some highlights from last night's ball game.
Carvel kicks and fires the 1-2. Fastball high chopper up towards the shortstop Tanner Murray. Backhands throws a crossover to first base in time to retire Tyler Gentry as Brett Auerbach comes in from third to score. Randall McCarville sets it and fires the 1-2 pitch. Fouled right back up to him. Bounces off his glove. Back hit by Whitcomb. Flip on a shortstop to Murray. Get him at second, but unfortunately Duke Ellis, hustling on the first base line, beats it out. McCarville kicks and fires the 1-2. Off speed, reach for it, caught on the miss for strike 3. Holds his bat above his shoulders from the right side. Launches one into shallow right field. Britton going in. Charging in, goes to a bottom to make the catch.
First base side, first pitch. Runner gone, pitch out. Throw down from Rob Emery is high. Tag applied from the second baseman Whitcomb in time.
Trying to come clutch here is the 0-2. Off speed, cut on a miss for strike 3. Garcia strikes out Gentry on 3 pitches. 1-0. Fastball is hit high out towards right center field. Ellis on the run, back there towards the right field fence. Looking up, it's gone! Just like that, Shea Whitcomb ties the ball game up here in the 8th inning with 2 down. It's a brand new ball game. Whitecaps 2, Firebirds 2. The 2-2. Fastball inside corner, strike 3 call. And Marcano goes down looking to end this ball game, which ends in a 2-2 tie.
Welcome back to Red Wilson Field. Orleans and Yarmouth Dennis knotted up at 0 apiece. John Beller worked around a 1-out single, induced a 6-4-3 inning-ending double play. The southpaw from USC will face off against one of the best hitters on Cape Cod this summer, Shea Whitcomb. Whitcomb playing second base tonight for Orleans. He'll dig in from the right side. And the southpaw, John Beller, set for his second inning on the bump. Beller winds and fires, first pitch to Shea Whitcomb. Fastball swung on, popped into left field. Shortstop Wyatt Young going out. Tate Samuelson coming on. He'll make the grab over the left shoulder. 1 pitch and 1 away to start the second inning. Scoreless ball game between Orleans and Yarmouth. Dennis, sixth and final meeting of the regular season. The YD Red Sox lead the season series 4-1. Firebirds haven't had a win at Red Wilson Field in more than 3 years. Last win came on June 28th, 2016, more than 3 years and a month ago. First pitch to Rob Emery, fastball skied out of play for strike one. Emery doing the catching duties tonight for the Orleans Firebirds, hitting .259. Went 1 for 4 against the Brewster Whitecaps last night at Eldridge Park. Beller's 0-1 home. Breaking ball drops into the outside corner. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Emery an all West Coast Conference second team selection this past spring at San Francisco. Play his final go around in 2020 for the Dons out in Cali. 0-2 from Beller. Breaking ball smacked into left center field. Long run for Brad Beasley. Lays out, can't make the grab. This skips behind him. Caroms off the fence. Rob Emery cruising into second. He'll take the turn and put on the brakes. It's a 1-out double for Rob Emery as that ball got under the glove of Brad Beasley and rolled to the wall. And the Birds have their first extra base hit of the night.
A really good effort by Beasley out in center field, but Emery 0-2 curveball waits on it and sends it out towards left center field. The wind is blowing out, so you thought Beasley might have had a chance. But Emery finds himself now in score position with just 1 down.
It's now a chance for Eddie McCabe, who the Birds are used to seeing on the left side of the infield. He'll be the DH tonight for Orleans. McCabe up to .287, reaching base in 18 consecutive ball games. Rob Emery fixing the pants on second base has play halted. He'll now take his lead off as play is back underway. John Beller comes set at the chest, checks on Emery at second. First pitch to McCabe. Fastball spiked low for ball 1. Again, Orleans without Kelly Nicholson tonight. Now, I spoke to Skip a couple weeks back, and he said, you know what, I just really oversee everything. I let everyone kind of do their thing, try and stay out of the way, and gave tremendous credit to Brendan Igerboat, Jamie Quinn, Ryan Erickson, Matt Troop, Jay Banfield. 1-0, fastball hit to the left side, right at the shortstop, Wyatt Young. Rob Emery took off. He'll take third. Throw goes to first in time. It's a 6-3 putout. The second out of the frame. And so I wouldn't imagine anything changes all that much for the Orleans Firebirds today. Just no Skip in the dugout, but everything stays the same, and I'm sure Skip might be listening in right now.
Number 8, Josh.
That's what good leaders do out there. You hear throughout the college ranks, really any sport, any coach giving high praise to their staff and everything that they do. A lot of behind-the-scenes work that maybe the head coach will get credit for, but
Kelly deflected all the credit and gave it to everyone else around him, something that you'll see from the 15th-year skipper. First pitch to Josh Zamora. Breaking ball waved over the top of for strike 1. Orleans and YD, nothing doing in the top of the second inning, but the Firebirds threatening with a runner 90 feet away. Zamora, the Foothill Ranch, California native, steps in from the right side. 0-1 from Beller. Breaking ball cut on the mist. It's 0-2. Now Beller on the bump this summer. He's been up and down for the Red Sox. He's 1-1 with a 3.15 ERA. Got off to an unreal start for YD and was really their ace behind Trent Denholm when he went to Team USA. 0-2. Fastball just off the plate outside. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that's what we've seen from Scott Pickler's club in 2019. Like normal, he gets a lot of California kids just like the Orleans Firebirds. Now some of those pitchers for YD going out, and Beller's called for a balk. So Rob Emery will trot home from third. The home plate umpire, Joe LaBella, came out, pointed at the front foot of Beller, said he moved, and Emery, a big smile on his face, says, let's go to Tanner Murray, and the Birds are on the board. It's 1-0.
Well, any way you can score a run, it's a balk, and I'm sure Jamie Quinn will take that anyway.
So here's the 1-2 to Zamora. Breaking ball flutters outside. It's 2-2. So how about that? The Birds strike first at Red Wilson Field on a balk by John Beller. And he was working out of the stretch with a runner on third base. Southpaw had his back to Rob Emery. He'll work out of the windup now with nobody on. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away. Here's the pitch. Fastball cut on a miss for strike 3. Hitter blown past Josh Zamora, and the side is retired. But not before the Firebirds get on the board on a balk by John Beller. Orleans scores 1 run on 1 hit. no errors, and they leave nobody left on base. After an inning and a half at Red Wilson Field, it's Orleans 1 and YD nothing. You're listening to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
It's definitely been a summer that I'll never forget.
I know the relationships have been so special for you. How much fun has that been for you to make these relationships with guys from across the country?
Well, when you get to sit in a bullpen for 9 innings with a guy from UNC or a guy from Loyola Marymount, like it's definitely you're forced to make friends out there.
Yeah, you better make friends with those guys.
If not, it's gonna be a long 9 innings. But no, all the guys that I've met up here have been just great guys, and like that's what we did. Like in our mind up thing today, it was like, what is the goal that you want after this summer with your team? And it's like to create like a lifelong friendship with people, and like I truly believe that I've definitely made some of those throughout this.
Come Zamora extending their leads, the 1-2. Raker smacked the other way into the right center field deck. Hill on the run, he can't get there. Zamora jogging around for third. He'll score easily. Whitcomb getting the green light, and Daniels digging for third. Whitcomb scores without a throw, and into third base with a 2 RB. Whitcomb and Zamora extending their leads, the 1-2.
Yeah, we can fade it. Bottom of the second at Red Wilson Field. Orleans leads Yarmouth Dennis 1-0 after a balk by John Beller. And David Steele in his first start on Cape Cod. It'll last the second inning. Right-hander from Northeastern goes back out for inning number 2 after a 1-2-3 frame in the bottom of the first.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's out there for a couple innings out there, as you mentioned. Started some games back at Northeastern, and if he continues to dominate out there, we've seen him in a lot of his appearances this year, going back to one and against Falmouth. Struck out 4 over 2, and another inning against Falmouth, struck out 2 as well. So he's had some success here on the Cape, and now he's trying to get more comfortable out on the hill.
Spoke to Matt Troop, the Firebirds pitching coach. He told me the goal is to get 4 out of David Steele today, if they can. If not, it'll be bullpen and all hands on deck the rest of the way. Top of the second at Red Wilson Field, Orleans leads YD 1-0. Noah Campbell, the second baseman, will lead things off for the Red Sox with David Steele, right-hander on the bump for his second inning on the mound. First pitch from the right-hander Steele. Fastball taken up and away for ball 1. The rising senior out of Northeastern retired the Red Sox in order in the first inning. And I'll face 4, 5, and 6 for the Red Sox with Taylor and King to follow. First start of the summer for David Steele, who started 10 games this past spring at Northeastern. 1-0. Fastball cut on and missed. It's 1-1. Campbell batting from the left side, a switch-hitting second baseman. His second go-around on Cape Cod. He's hitting .320 after reaching in 5 straight ball games. Went 3 for 4 last night against the Katuitt Kettleers. Steele comes to his set, first base side. 1-1. Breaking ball hit on a line over the first baseman's head. Julio Marcano down the right field line. Campbell takes the turnaround first. He'll put on the brakes as Zach Daniels chucks it in, but a leadoff base knock for the YD Red Sox and Noah Campbell.
Yeah, and in this ballpark, Noah Campbell thinking could always have 2 if he take a hard turnaround first base and you charge out of the batter's box, and that's what he did there. But Zach Daniels making sure he got to that ball quickly and threw it back in to prevent that from happening.
It's now Carson Taylor, the DH tonight for Scott Pickler's club. A catcher by trade out of Virginia Tech. Gets in the lineup for the first time this summer against the Orleans Firebirds. First pitch from Steele. Fastball paints the outside corner for strike 1. Taylor, a rising sophomore for the Hokies, stands at 6'2", 210 pounds. Sporting the number 22 for YD, shoots a look down to Scott Pickler, coaching third. It's Orleans 1, YD nothing. Last of the second at Red Wilson Field. Marcano holding on Campbell, and now a snap throw from Steele, but nothing doing. We saw 1 balk already tonight. That came against John Beller. That brought the first home run for the Orleans Firebirds. Taylor batting 160, playing in his 10th game as a YD Red Sox. Sporting the red batting gloves from the left side. Hands above the helmet with the bat waving over the left shoulder. Right-hander set, deep breath, 0-1. Breaking ball fouled back to the screen. It's 0-2.
And Taylor is another guy that Scott Pickler loves just because he can play multiple positions, just like a few other players here for the Red Sox. So when we see those Scott Pickler changes later in the ball game, you can move a lot of these guys around.
Now a player Scott Pickler liked earlier this summer, named David Steele, pitched for the YD Red Sox in 1 appearance, tossed a scoreless frame. Rather, 2 appearances with YD, tossed an inning and a third. Here's the 0-2 from Steele. Breaking ball popped out of play. We'll do it again. Just didn't have a spot for him early in the summer. Called up Kelly Nicholson. Made the drive about 25 minutes east and found himself in the Orleans Red. And he's been stupendous all summer long. Has yet to give up an earned run on either side of it. He's now tossed 8 1/3 innings on Cape Cod. Has not given up a run just yet. Right-hander set on the bump. Here's the 0-2 home. Fastball swung on, fouled back out of play, and we'll do it again.
Wouldn't that be something else if David Steele, the former YD Red Sox, goes 4 or 5 innings in this ball game of scoreless baseball and ends up winning the ball game for them?
Now, we did start at 4:49 tonight. YD Red Sox moved their games 15 minutes up in the final few weeks of July, trying to avoid the sunset and get as many innings in as they can. David Steele toss over to first base, but Campbell dives headlong back in. Only problem is moving it up only 10 minutes might only afford you half an inning. Might not change all that much. So we'll see if that comes into play as well later in this ball game. And Steele's pace, he takes his time on the mound. Doesn't get on and comes set right away and toss too quickly. The 0-2, Campbell running, breaking ball shot through the left side for a base hit. Perfect hit and run for YD. Campbell going first to third as Taylor shoots one through the right side. And the Red Sox have back-to-back base runners on to kick off the inning.
Well, that's what Carson Taylor can do. He fought off a couple tough pitches, but 2 strikes on him. Good 2-strike approach, chokes up on the bat, and pulls it just past the outstretched glove of Julio Marcano at first base. And with the hit and run on, Campbell able to get towards third base. And now the Red Sox trying to tie things back up here in the second.
So Rob Emery will give the first and third sign with Riley King, the batter, third baseman from Georgia, hitting .333. Chance for the Red Sox to tie this ball game up with Orleans on top of YD 1-0. Carson Taylor aboard at first. Noah Campbell 90 feet away. Still nobody out in the last of the second. First pitch from Steele. Fastball spiked low, gets past Emery to his left. Charging home from third is Noah Campbell. He'll touch the plate. Carson Taylor advances 90 feet. And the Red Sox tie the ball game up on a wild pitch.
Now, it had to be fitting that since the Firebirds scored their first run on a balk, that had to be something like a wild pitch or pass ball or something to score the YD's first run.
So first run of the summer given up by David Steele comes on a wild pitch. And now the go-ahead run in scoring position. Still nobody out in the inning. Riley King 5 for his first 11 against the Birds this summer. Started in the All-Star game for the YD Red Sox. 26th round draft choice by the Arizona Diamondbacks this past June. Steele set, checks on the runner at second, 1-0. Fastball hit hard to the left side, right at some fans on that third base side. It's 1-1. You'll see some balls shot that way with the bleachers beyond the Red Sox dugout on the third base side. There's no netting. Just runs straight through on either side. You have the fence that kicks around. The netting extends to the back of the dugout, but that's where it stops. Steele with his hands at his head. Now he drops them to the belt and comes set. 1-1 home. Breaking ball tails outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, you wouldn't think not so long ago at Eldridge Park, there was no netting down the first or third base line. All that netting being put in within the last 10 years or so, a little bit out of time, due to a couple fans getting hit by baseballs and such.
We've seen those precautions taken at the major league level as well the last couple years. Netting being extended beyond the dugouts and really down to the corners beyond the tarps. 2-1. Fastball outside. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Orleans and Yarmouth Dennis tied at 1 here in the bottom half of the second inning. Carson Taylor aboard at second after singling and advancing to second base in a wild pitch. Steele working meticulously on the mound. Right-hander rocks back and forth. Now he comes to his set. Here's the 3-1. Fastball skied down the right side. First baseman Julio Marcano drifts into foul ground. Near the Orleans dugout, plenty of space. He'll make the catch. Riley King is frustrated. He'll walk back to the third base dugout, and there's one away.
Yeah, big out there recorded by Marcano to get one down as Steele tries to limit the damage here in this half inning.
Number 19.
Now Jack Thomas Wold. The first baseman from UNLV will dig in. Wold has been an RBI machine this summer for the Red Sox. 20 runs driven in 36 games. Shortstop Tanner Murray holding on the runner at second with one away. Steele set. Checks on the runner. First pitch hill. Fastball taken outside for ball one. Wold spent his 2018 summer in the Northwoods League, was named an All-Star with the Wisconsin Rapid Rafters. Belted 8 home runs in 68 games. Only has 3 this summer, but you'd have to imagine with the wind gusting out at Red Wilson Field, we might see a couple fireworks tonight. 1-0. Fastball grounded to the right side. Julio Marcano comes on, fields it, takes it to the bag, and there's 2 away. Carson Taylor advances 90 feet.
And with the wind blowing out here in left field, we might see some balls, some right-hitters pulling it over the scoreboard out in left field.
Number 35.
Now there is a netting in front of the scoreboard in left field. That is where the netting is.
It's now Tate Samuelson, left fielder from Cal Poly, will try and give the Red Sox the lead. Orleans and Yarmouth Dennis squared at 1, but the go-ahead run 90 feet away. First pitch from David Steele. Breaking ball called above the letters for ball 1. Samuelson occupying left field tonight for Scott Pickler's club. And he's known more for his defense than the bat. Number 1 in the Big West Conference in fielding percentage. Just made 6 errors down in left field. All Big West honorable mention this past spring. 1-0. Fastball grounded to the right side. Julio Marcano lets it go. Fielded by Shea Whitcomb. Miscommunication. Throw to first. Not in time. So Julio Marcano and Shea Whitcomb were not on the same page. Marcano came off the bag to get it. Whitcomb retreated. Marcano let it go. By the time he got back to the bag, was not in time. It's an infield single and an RBI for Tate Samuelson as YD takes a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication. It was a check swing by Samuelson that just pushed one on the ground towards the right side of the hole. And Marcano looks like he's going to get it, then backs off at the last second. Whitcomb goes diving out there on the field to try to make a play on it, but hustling down the line with Samuelson. He's in there with an RBI single.
So Samuelson comes through for the Red Sox. They've scored 2 in this inning in response. First pitch to Jake Palmer, ground ball left side, fielded by Tanner Murray. Flips to Shea Whitcomb covering the bag, and the side is retired. But 1 pitch too late as the Red Sox take the lead. Yarmouth Dennis scores 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors. They leave 1 runner left on base. After 2 at Red Wilson Field, it's Yarmouth Dennis 2, Orleans 1. You're listening to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. With much appreciation, we recognize
all the work that it takes to be successful. Baseball is a game of failure, and why it's the best game, I think, is because there's always the next day to come out and play. No matter if you go 4 for 5, the next day you can come out and go 4 for 4 with 2 doubles, and it feels really nice. And you forget about the day before, so I'd say that's my favorite part.
How about you, Coach?
I think people have asked me this before, and I think one of my favorite days is our first day of stretch, when you've seen them play, you followed them during their regular season in the spring, you haven't met them, you hear about them from their coaches, and then they all show up in Orleans and take that first jog down to the fence, and it's kind of all come to fruition, and it's a special day for me.
Leading off the third inning.
Top of the third at Red Wilson Field. Yarmouth Dennis leads Orleans 2-1. Tanner Murray, the shortstop from UC Davis, will lead off the frame for the Firebirds. Set to face John Beller, southpaw from USC, who has been lights out shy of a balk through the first 2 innings. John Beller taking his time on the mound. Winds and fires, first pitch home. Breaking ball drops in on the outside corner, taken for strike one. Yarmouth Dennis 2, Orleans 1. Top of the third at Red Wilson Field. Birds scratched across the opening run in the last inning on a balk by John Beller. Then the Red Sox answered with two of their own. 0-1. Breaking ball, high chopper over the mound. Wyatt Young, the shortstop, charging in. Throw on the run, in time. Wyatt Young, a great read off of that baseball. Came busting in, fielded it, lost the cap, but threw out Tanner Murray for the first out of the inning.
And again, Wyatt Young only being 5'7", he can obviously move. He's a quick, small shortstop, but he has an arm back there. That's not an easy play. We see Tanner Murray making all the time as well, but Wyatt Young playing towards the hole, then comes charging in, throws on the run, throws a bullet towards first base to retire Murray.
So now Zach Daniels will take his first turn at the dish. First pitch from Beller. Fastball up and away, swung on and missed for strike one. Daniels hitting a .174 this summer in his first 30 games. Gets the nod in right field tonight for the Firebirds. 0-1 from the southpaw. Fastball spots the outside corner. It's 0-2. Yarmouth Dennis on top of Orleans 2-1 with one away in the top of the third. Daniels takes his time, sporting the tall red socks for the Birds. 0-2 from Beller. Fastball check swing by Daniels, couldn't lay off, strike three. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. John Beller has a second K, and there's two away.
And once Beller gets in a mood like that, it's tough to stop him. He's a guy that's going to pound the zone, and once he gets comfortable on the hill, it's going to be tough for these Firebirds hitters. Beller is a good pitcher on the hill.
So now Jacob Hurtubise, center fielder from Army, will step in for the second time. First pitch show. Breaking ball, drops it on the outside corner for strike one. It's now 6 pitches from John Beller in this inning. All of them have been strikes. Southpaw from USC making his 7th appearance of the summer. 0-1 from Beller. Fastball spoiled out of play. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Hurtubise pops up to lead off the ball game. That came about 30 minutes ago at Red Wilson Field. Good pace for a Cape League action. At that rate, we'll get all 9 in at Red Wilson Field. 0-2. Breaking ball, cut and miss, strike 3. All strikes in the third for John Beller, fans a pair, and sets down the Birds in order. He's retired the last 5 Orleans Firebirds after giving up that double to Rob Emery. We're through 2.5 at Red Wilson Field. It's YD 2, Orleans 1, and Thomas, let's look around the Cape here in South Yarmouth, Massachusetts. Firebirds' second game today after the Falmouth Commodores defeated the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 9-5 in the first game of a doubleheader at McKeon Park. The Bourne Braves beating up on the Brewster Whitecaps 3-0 at Stony Brook Field. Hyannis and Falmouth will go at it once again, this time at Gulf Fuller Field at 6. Katuitt and Wareham at Spillane Field at 6:45, and Harwich and Chatham at 7 o'clock.
H.P. Hood.
Yeah, a couple good games here on the Cape tonight. Outstanding day you can watch some baseball and Cape Cod. Not too shabby of a night. But again, all 4 playoff spots locked up in the West Division. It's up to the East Division now. And again, the 2 big games today. Obviously, Brewster needing a win there, and they already trailed 3-0 in the bottom of the first inning. The Harwich-Chatham game just as important, as well as Harwich looks to try to separate themselves from Brewster and try to catch up to Orleans in the 3 spot.
Firebirds can clinch a playoff spot tonight if Orleans defeats Yarmouth Dennis and Brewster loses to Bourne. Right now, if both things ended the way they are, Orleans would have half of that puzzle solved. Brewster Whitecaps trailing 3-0, but the Firebirds trail the Red Sox 2-1. A team that is just 1 point behind the Chatham Anglers for first in the East. And I think it was almost a foregone conclusion if you looked a week ago that the Chatham Anglers would probably be the best team in the East Division, but they've fallen off just a touch.
A little bit of a rut here in the last couple games or so as they look to get back on track tonight. A team in which they have had Harwich numbers the last 2.5 years.
Bottom of the third at Red Wilson Field. Yarmouth Dennis leads Orleans 2-1. Second time around the lineup for YD as Wyatt Young, the shortstop from Pepperdine, will lead things off against David Steele. In his first start on Cape Cod, he'll go back out for the 3rd inning. Steele set at the belt. First pitch to Wyatt Young. Breaking ball cut on and missed for strike 1. Firebirds got on the board first at Red Wilson Field thanks to a balk by John Beller. He balked in a run, but then the Red Sox came back with a vengeance. YD scored 2 runs on 3 hits in the second inning, sparked by back-to-back base knocks by Noah Campbell and Carson Taylor. Steele set at the belt, 0-1 to Young. Breaking ball shot into right field. That's down for a base hit. Zach Daniels cuts this ball off before it gets to the wall, but Young racing for second. He'll put on the brakes there. The league leader in hitting has his first base hit of the night as he gives YD a leadoff knock.
And it's just the approach that Young brings to an AB. I mean, he swings at a first pitch in the dirt, then gets the same looking off-speed curveball. This time, slashes it down the first base line, and with his speed, gets in for a stand-up double.
So now we'll see if Brad Beasley is asked to bunt here for the YD Red Sox. Shoots a glance down to Scott Pickler. And Beasley, a different bat in his second AB. He's going with Wyatt Young's bat. Why not? Young leads the Cape in average. He's on second. Beasley trying to pick him up. First pitch. Fastball spots the outside corner for strike one.
We see Chatham always have the Chatham blue bats. Now, YD going with the Red Sox red bats.
Beasley shoots a look down to Scott Pickler at third once again. Young aboard at second. Nobody down in the last of the third. YD on top of Orleans 2-1. Steele checks on the runner. 0-1. Breaking ball drops in low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Beasley bounced out his first time up. Just spun the ball off the end of the bat to the first base side. Steele fielded it. Underhand flipped it to Marcano for what was the second out of the inning. Firebirds trying to keep Young close at second base. It's Murray just tapping his glove behind Young. He'll retreat back 1-1. Fastball fouled back to the screen. It's 1-2. Beasley has an RBI against the Birds this summer. Again, that was a pinch hit RBI single the last time these two teams met in the 8th inning. Beasley at the time was just batting a .167. Fast forward 2.5 weeks later, he's batting .280. Yeah, switch things around in the month of July. Righty on righty matchup, the 1-2. Fastball flared down the right side and out of play, and we'll do it again. Beasley, not only a good athlete in his own right, his cousin is probably a little more well known. Frank Jackson played his ball at Duke at the collegiate ranks before taking his talents to the New Orleans Pelicans in the NBA. Just a 1-year player for the Duke Blue Devils. Steele set again. Here's the 1-2 home. Breaking ball taken low and away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Speaking of Duke royalty as well, before we came over here, Marvin Bagley's younger brother Marcus Bagley committing to Arizona State. I know Scotty Gange and Alec Kennan were happy about that.
35 pitches in for David Steele in his first start of the summer. Right-hander set. Here's the 2-2. Fastball skied right side. First baseman Marcano with the shades down. He'll watch it go out of play. Fans chasing the ball down, unable to make the catch. It drops down. Glad there's no laptops near the concession stand at Red Wilson Field.
One of the fans ran the baseball over there. I think we're in a Land Hill hat or something.
Yarmouth Dennis 2, Orleans 1. Bottom half of the third in South Yarmouth. Young still aboard at second base, being held on by Shea Whitcomb just to the right of the second base bag. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball drops low. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now, tonight could be interesting, given the pace that Steele works at. I don't have a stopwatch, but might be the slowest working pitcher of the Orleans Firebirds this summer.
It's not Jared Schuster. Pitches about 5 or 6 seconds in between pitches.
Now both get results. Steele had yet to give up an earned run before today. Schuster an ERA under 1.5. 3-2. Fastball cut on a miss. Strike 3. First strikeout of the night for David Steele. He gets Beasley hacking, and there's 1 away.
And it's a big one as well, just because now you're starting to get into the heart of the order for the YD Red Sox, and just trying to get outs against this lineup can be tough at times, especially the man coming into the batter's box right now in Austin Wells.
We'll see how David Steele pitches Austin Wells. He does have first base open with only 1 down. Wells lined out hard his first time up to end that first inning right at Tanner Murray, the shortstop. Steele set at the belt, first pitch home. Fastball cut on a miss for strike 1. Well, 6 for his last 8 after that line drive out. was talking to TJ Mathewson and Brian McLaughlin, the YD Red Sox broadcasters, and they were telling me today that Austin Wells had dropped down into a little bit of a slump, and talked to Scott Pickler, who made one change in his swing and has been on a tear ever since. 0-1. Fastball taken low, just above the shoot tops. It's 1-1.
Sometimes there's just one small thing that can really help and fix your swing, and once you get a couple hits, then you're rolling again.
A freshman All-American by Baseball America, Collegiate Baseball Newspaper, and Perfect Game. Set the Wildcats' freshman record in runs and OBP. 1-1. Breaking ball chased out of the zone. It's 1-2. Now, despite all those accolades for Wells in his first season at Arizona, he has struggled against the Orleans Firebirds for whatever reason. He's just 3 for 19, despite batting above the 300 mark on the Cape. Young on at second. He's extending his lead with nobody holding him on. There's one down in the bottom of the third. YD on top, 2-1. Here's the 1-2 home. Breaking ball shot down the left side. Zamora will give a chase, but this will hop down and skip into the Red Sox bullpen. We'll do it again. Now, if you look at this YD team, there's a reason why they're in second place in the East Division. Yarmouth then is 22, 16, and 3, 47 points, one shy of Chatham. They're second in batting average as a club, hitting .269. They've scored the most runs on the Cape as well. Steals 1-2. Fastball shot deep to left center field. Left fielder Max Trani gliding to his left. Battling the wind, he'll make the two-handed snag for the second out of the inning.
It's going to be a little tougher out there in the outfield today just because you mentioned the winds. It's blowing out and towards center field, so ball out towards left field is going to drift about 10 or 12 yards towards center.
It's now Noah Campbell who delivered a leadoff single his first time up. We'll dig in. Campbell scored the first run of the ball game tonight for YD after the wild pitch by David Steele. Switch hitting second baseman digs in from the left side with the righty on the mound. Steele's first pitch. Breaking ball ripped out and missed for strike one. Yarmouth Dennis leads Orleans 2-1 with 2 outs in the bottom half of the third at Red Wilson Field. Campbell on a hot stretch right now. He's batting .500 over the last 6 games. 9 for his last 18. Steele a deep breath, checks on Young, 0-1. Breaking ball flutters downstairs. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. That's what you come to expect from Noah Campbell with a wood bat. Only hit .239 this past spring in South Carolina, but hitting above .320 once again. Batted .364 last summer for the Red Sox, and he continues to get the look of scouts based on what he's been able to do here on the Cape. 1-1. Breaking ball out in front of it's 1-2. Campbell was the only 2-time Cape All-Star this summer at Eldridge Park last Sunday. Crazy to think that was 8 days ago in Orleans. Seventh different All-Star game held at Eldridge Park. Here's the 1-2. Fastball just taken outside. David Steele was already on his way to the first base dugout. Home plate umpire Joseph Labella didn't give him the call.
Yeah, borderline pitch, and Campbell with a keen eye at the dish. Takes it for a ball.
Now we've seen the last couple days Cape-wide. The coaches and the managers have gotten on the cases of the umpires. Tom Holliday got tossed 2 nights ago. Kelly Nicholson last night for Orleans. Steele comes set. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball. Campbell just got a piece. Hits off the mask of Labella. Don't know if Steele's too angry about that. We'll do it again.
Well, Campbell just firing off a couple tough pitches. And was just able to get the edge of the barrel. And Steele keeps throwing that same breaking ball to Campbell. One that starts at the knees and finishes out of the zone.
And Campbell's a tough cookie to strike out. 19 Ks this summer. He's drawn more walks than the times he struck out. Here's the 2-2. Fastball up in the zone, taken. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, if he's able to work a walk out of this, that is a job well done to him, and that just is indicative of what his numbers are, as you mentioned.
He's top 5 in the Cape with 21 walks. That OBP more than 100 points higher than the batting average. 2-1 the score in favor of YD, bottom of the 3rd in South Yarmouth. Young aboard at second after a leadoff double. Here's the 2-out payoff pitch. Young going, breaking ball, shot down the right side. Campbell hooked this foul, and we'll do it again. No one paying attention to Wyatt Young on second base. He went off with the pitch.
I won't be shocked here if Steele steps off the rubber.
Now Shea Wickham, the Birds' second baseman, is halfway in between first and second. Tanner Murray, the shortstop, shaded a touch closer to the bag than normal, but not holding Young on. They're letting Steele just focus on Noah Campbell at the plate. 3-2 the count with 2 away. Here's the payoff pitch. Young going, breaking ball upstairs, ball 4. Emery won't even make a throw to third. It's a walk for Noah Campbell. Wyatt Young swipes third, and the Red Sox have runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Designated hitter for Virginia Tech University, Carson Taylor.
So now Matt Troop, the Firebirds pitching coach, is on his way out to the mound. And Troop told me before the game he'll make the visits, he'll make the changes today with Kelly Nicholson not in the ballpark tonight. So Troop takes the stroll out. He'll talk with David Steele. Again, who's making his first start of the summer. 51 pitches deep at Red Wilson Field. Steele made 10 starts this past spring at Northeastern. He's been a reliever for both YD and Orleans. And Troop has given his encouragement to the right-hander from Northeastern. And Troop said he'd be delighted to have 4 innings out of Steele, and that still might be the plan for the Orleans Firebirds. Also, if you're the Birds, you probably know you're not going to play 9 innings. You'd be shocked if you got through all 9. Can save some arms. Nearly played an hour through the first 3 innings at Red Wilson Field tonight. Runners on the corners, 2 outs in the last of the 3rd. YD on top of Orleans, 2-1. Steele comes to his set. Here's the first pitch to Carson Taylor. Fastball shot to the right side, backhanded by Julio Marcano down to a knee. Steps on the bag, and the side is retired. And just like that, David Steele gets out of the jam. YD scores no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. After 3 complete innings at Red Wilson Field, it's Yarmouth.
Sox 42 for the Firebirds. It'll be Marcano, Trani, and Whitcomb, the 3 Firebirds. 2, 3, 4 hitters in this lineup due up to still face John Beller, the southpaw out of USC, again making his 7th appearance, 6th start here on Cape Cod. Gusty day here on the Cape. And the winds are blowing out towards left field, left center. As Marcano, who ended that last half inning with a nice backhanded play at first base, starts out the inning for the Firebirds. Marcano, one of the 2 hits in the ball game, as the Red Sox to the Firebirds 2-1. First pitch from Beller. Fastball is pulled down the left field line. Stamos, the left fielder, comes in a bit now, backs up a step. Camps Underwriter makes the catch for the first out. So 1 pitch, 1 out. And now in the 4th inning, 3 of the first 4 innings have resulted in 1 pitch, 1 out for the Red Sox, as Beller keeps that pitch count low. So 1 down here in the top of the 4th inning. Max Turan, a left fielder from Bentley, makes himself at home from the right side as he tips his helmet towards Beller. Southpaw from the windup, kicks and fires. First pitch slider catches the outside corner for strike 1. Beller has an interesting windup. A guy that is out west from California, almost a Clayton Kershaw look as he comes to almost a pause. Oh, on a pitch. Tap back towards the backstop. Count, no balls and 2 strikes. He's got that Bronson Orell kind of leg kick. Not as bad as we have seen. And then the Clayton Kershaw kind of pause halfway down. 0-2. Fastball runs up above the letters. Count, a ball and 2 strikes. So nobody on, one down here in the top of the 4th inning. Red Sox 2, Firebirds 1. Barlow waves the glove in front of him. Face the 1-2. Off-speed pitch, reach for, swung on a miss for strike 3. As Beller picks up his 4th punch out in this ball game. And they're quickly 2 down here in the 4th.
He's now retired 7 in a row after that double to Rob Emery, and this has been a pitcher on a mission after the Birds got on the board. You can see he's pitching with much more intensity on the bump, really angry on the mound as well. And he's even a little frustrated that Shea Whitcomb's meeting with Jamie Quinn right now on the third base side. Beller came off the mound, shuffled some dirt in front of the bump, and now he's just walking around almost looking a little flustered behind the bump.
Well, again, Beller's a guy that he loves to work quickly and can really pound the zone. I think Whitcomb and Quinn just trying to talk things over and just get Beller out of his rhythm.
Now, the pitch count is also something you got to admire if you're Orleans and really try and draw some deeper counts. Just 32 pitches for Beller on the mound in 3 2/3 tonight. He's only thrown 7 balls.
First pitch to Whitcomb. Off the pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. Again, top of the 4th inning, 2 down. Nobody more for the Fibers. 0-1 to Whitcomb. Fastball swung right through at the belt, count 0-2.
Now, he had 1 2-ball count so far today, rather 2 2-ball counts. Other than that, if you think about it, he's only thrown 3 balls against the other 16 hitters he's faced.
0-2 from Beller. Fastball check, swing just misses off the outside. Black, count, a ball and 2 strikes. Almost like an Adam Seminaris type of pitcher that we have seen from him this summer. Pound the zone early. Doesn't throw that many balls. 1-2 from Beller. Fastball is chopped down the third base side. It'll skip foul as King, the third baseman, comes in line with Jamie Quinn. Third base coach's box. Count still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Can look him at that big 2-run blast yesterday to tie things up with the Whitecaps in the 8th inning. Has 2 long balls in his last 3 games. 1-2 pitch. Change-up just fouled back to the screen. Whitcomb able to stay alive. Count stays 1-2.
And before that pitch, Austin Wells took his right hand and pointed it to the ground. That's where he wanted that pitch from Beller. That stayed up a little further. That didn't give Whitcomb a chance. Now the home plate umpire, Joe LaBella, having some fun with Rob Emery behind in the on-deck circle.
1-2 to Whitcomb. Pitch. Change-up hit hard down the third base side as King fields into foul ground. To the left of the third base back, throws across the diamond anyway as Whitcomb has to retreat back towards the batter's box.
And these are the type of at-bats that Orleans needs against John Beller. Draw that pitch count up, make him work. Really try and make him throw balls out of the zone. Give you a better hitter's count. It's 3 straight foul balls smacked by Whitcomb.
Pitch number 7 upcoming the AB. Again, 38 pitches now through 3 2/3 for John Beller. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball upstairs, cut on a miss for strike 3. Make it 8 in a row, retired by John Beller. Strikes out Toronto. Whitcomb that things here in the 4th inning. The Firebirds go down in order after 3.5. It's the Red Sox with a 2-1 lead over the Orleans Firebirds as Scotty Gage is going to go find Jamie Quinn once again and have a chat with him as Jamie Quinn has a couple words with Joe LaBella, the home plate umpire.
To order your favorite
maybe a
team's design
question
or to create your own, visit franklinsports.com.
LaBella's shaking his head a couple times.
Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your entire
Quinn has his lineup guard up
from Cape
just under his
Cod
chin
to the
as
major leagues. Only
looks
the
like
best hitters
Angelo
in
Smith
baseball
will enter this ball
wear
game
Franklin gloves.
for the Orleans Firebirds. So a southpaw from Michigan will get the nod here. And Angelo Smith, a guy that we have seen plenty of so far in this season since he has come out onto Cape Cod after Michigan made to the College World Series, making already his 7th appearance, all since July 11th. Pitched just 3 days ago against Falmouth, went 2 strong innings, struck out 3, and walked 1. As Scotty Gage will have a chat with Jamie Quinn. So Scotty, we'll send it back over to you.
Coach, we just saw Angelo Smith come out. I know lots of guys in the bullpen are tired, lots of innings this week. How are you guys approaching that on the pitching side?
Just kind of pass along the baton, you know, get a few innings, get a couple guys for a few innings, do their job for 3 to 4 innings, and kind of pass it on, keeping guys more fresh if they have to pitch more frequent within the week.
Rob Emery's the star on the offense so far today, that double, and he's really been on a tear lately the past week. What have you liked from him at the plate lately?
He takes real good at bats. You know, he works counts. He takes gets deep in counts, fouls off a lot of pitches, and he's a smart baseball hitter. Talking in terms of approach, looking for a pitch in a count and sitting on that pitch in that count. And he hits lefties really well, so he's seeing the ball well right now.
Thanks so much, Coach. Appreciate the time. Good luck the rest of the way. Thomas, we'll send it back to you, buddy.
And thank you, Scotty. Once again, Angelo Smith, the southpaw from Michigan, native of Thornton, Illinois, makes his 7th appearance on Cape Cod. 0-1 with a 4.15 ERA. As David Steele's evening is done here at Red Wilson Field. Angelo Smith, 8 2/3 innings, 10 strikeouts, 4 walks. Last pitch against Falmouth. 4 of his 6 appearances so far, making 5 of 7 have been on the road as well. And only 1 appearance has been against an East Division opponent. This is number 2. First pitch is slapped through the hole on the right side into right field for a base hit for Riley King. First pitch he sees, he's on base at first as the Red Sox pick up their 5th base hit in this ball game.
The first baseman from the University
as they try to tack on a couple more insurance runs here in this half inning.
It's now the 3rd consecutive inning as well that YD has had the leadoff man on. First time it was on 2 pitches, next time it was on 1, and now he doesn't even waste any time, just swings at the first one.
So we're seeing a couple hitters in the Orleans swing at the first pitch. YD not wasting any time either as the first pitch to Jack Thomas Wold is just pushed over the Red Sox tug on the third base side, now 0-1. So Steele's final line on the evening, 3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, a walk, and a strikeout. Again, Riley King over at first base. Nobody down here in the bottom of the 4th. Smith comes out, glances over, turns and fires. 0-1 pitch is carried out towards right center field. Hurtaby's on the run, going out towards the gap. Ranges to his left and makes the grab on the run. A well-hit ball by Jack Wold, but Hurtaby's meeting with Zach Daniels out there. Hurtaby's calling Daniels off for the catch.
And that was not an easy play by any stretch of the imagination for Hurtaby. He covers a lot of ground out in center. That was a sinking line drive into right center field. Hurtaby's ran all the way over, had to battle the sun as well. Some shadows behind the plate. The sun setting behind the press box, shading right field.
First pitch to Tate Samuelson, an off-speed pitch at the knees for strike 1. Samuelson drove in the 2nd run for the Red Sox in that 2nd inning, an infield single on the right side of the infield after Noah Campbell scored on a wild pitch earlier in that half inning. 0-1. Off speed, just misses the outside edge for ball 1. Count a ball and a strike. Good Samuelson hitting .223 so far here on Cape Cod. As Riley King stands over at first base. 6'2", 205, right-hander out of San Diego, California. The 1-1 runner going towards second base. Hit through a glove of Zamora at third base into left field for a base hit. So Samuelson just squeezes one, this time through the left side of the infield and not the right. Picks up his second base hit on the day as the Red Sox have runners on first and second with one down here in the 4th.
Irvine, number 28.
So now it's 9-0 hitter Jake Palmer, the right fielder from UC Irvine, who grounded out back in the 2nd inning. Looks to try to drive another run here. 13 RBIs for the junior. 5'10" left-hander. Takes his time to step in against the southpaw Angelo Smith. King takes the lead off of second base. First pitch from Smith. Fastball in the inside corner for strike 1.
Now the way that Orleans has constructed their pitching plan today is They start a righty on the bump. You get 4 lefties in the Whitey lineup, including 2 switch hitters as well. Then you bring in a lefty. Throw everything for a tizzy.
0-1 from Smith. Fastball paints the outside corner for a strike, 2-0 and 2. And maybe later in the ball game, we'll see Scott Pickler bring in a couple pinch hitters, a couple guys to use off there. Guy like Eric Tolman. A lot of toys to play with for Scott Pickler in that third base dugout. Runners on first and second, 1 down. The 0-2 from Smith. Off-speed pitch tapped up towards second base, and Whitcomb flips on to Murray at shortstop, comes across the back, over to first in time. A 4-6, 3-inning-ending double play, and just like that, Angelo Smith works his way out of the 4th inning. Whitey Red Sox, no runs on 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left on base. We're through 4 here at Red Wilson Field. It's the Red Sox 2, Firebirds 1. And Scotty, we'll send it over to you.
Hey, thanks, Thomas. I'm over here by the right field line where all the Firebirds family are watching the game. It's kind of the deal with all the Firebirds fans. They go down the right field line, the bleachers here at YD. And something I just noticed, Mr. Firebird is here, but he's just here as George. And he's got nicknames for every single player on the team. So in the inning of what was it? It was Zach Daniels, Tanner Murray, and then Jacob Hurtubise. Tanner Murray was up first. He calls him double N, double R. It took me a while to figure it out, and then I realized Tanner has 2 N's, Murray has 2 R's. Creative. Then next up comes Zach Daniels. I was really looking forward to what he said. He yells, "Go Legos!" Legos, as Zach Daniels loves to play with Legos. Who would have thought the biggest, strongest, best athlete on the Cape would like to play with Legos, but he does, so that's his nickname. And then Jacob Hurtubise came. I'm like, okay, what's this going to be? What's it going to be? Let's go 1-7. Oh, I was like, no, 1-7. And then right after he goes, hut, 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 as Jacob Hurtubise is at Army West Point. So he's got different little chirps for every single player on the Firebirds, which is so fun. And I know he had fun the other day because he was actually at Cook's Seafood where we had our lunches with Kelly and lunches with the Birds, and he was asking the guys a couple questions, just like a number of other people in the town of Orleans, where, of course, we're gracious for the host of Cook's Seafood, where we got to really get the inside depth of the team and talk with Zach Daniels, Legos, and Chase Wallace, both of Tennessee, and really get to hear more about their background through baseball and all that good stuff. So it was really fun, and that's going to come out on our YouTube page, the entire discussion in a couple days. So really, really fun. And I know George / Mr. Firebird is having a good time today. He had a good time earlier this week, and it's fun for me to watch that from afar.
And thank you, Scott. Of course, residents of Orleans, they care about their baseball down here.
And our eardrums are saved today as well. That's big.
First pitch from John Beller to Rob Emery. Fastball is hit high out towards straightaway center field. Beasley backing up, looking up. This ball's out of here. It carries into the woods. Out in straightaway center, and Rob Emery has tied this ball game up. His 4th long ball here on Cape Cod. Firebirds 2, Red Sox 2 here in the 5th.
Not even a question. Off the bat, that ball was tattooed. At Eldridge Park, that might be a long stand-up double for Rob Emery. At Red Wilson Field, it clears the fence by a good 50 feet. He absolutely smoked that ball from Beller. It snaps an 8-batter stretch, retired by the southpaw. And he's been unable to retire Emery tonight. He's got 2 of the 3 hits.
2 of the 3 hits, as you mentioned, followed by now by Eddie McCabe, the DH. First pitch fastball, about a 59-footer. In there for ball 1. McCabe grounded out back in the 2nd. As Emery has scored both the runs here for the Firebirds. 2-2 game here in the top of the 5th inning. Nobody aboard, nobody out. 1 out. Fastball just misses above the letters, as well as couldn't hold on to the baseball. Count 2-out. So Beller had retired 8 in a row. Streak ends right there at 8. Couple fans out outside the fence here at Red Wilson Field. 2 out. Fastball in there at the knees for strike 1. Count 2 balls and a strike.
An update in that Brewster-Bourne game. It's now 3-2 in favor of the Braves. But again, if Orleans picks up a win tonight, Brewster falls. Orleans is in the playoffs.
2-1 curveball just misses a bit too high there. McCabe works the count to 3 balls and a strike. And now it has kind of thrown John Beller in for a loop here after giving up the home run to Rob Emery. 3-1. Fastball is fouled off on the press box here. Gotta watch where you park your car here at Red Wilson Field. Parking lot just behind the ball field, and every time we've come here so far this year, a car has been hit. 3-2 to Eddie McCabe. Fastball once again is sent back. This time catches the top of the middle. Backstop here. Count stays full at 3-2. So just like how Dawson High School, a local high school, plays at Eldridge Park, DY High School plays here at Red Wilson Field at DY High School. Payoff pitch from Beller. Curveball is sent out towards straightaway center field. Beasley, the center fielder, moves a couple steps over his left, and it's a hard line out towards center field as McCabe is retired for the first out.
Third baseman from the University of Nevada, Reno, Josh Zamora.
So one down here in the top of the 5th inning as Josh Zamora, the third baseman from Nevada, sets to do battle from the right side as he resets his batting gloves. Zamora, who has played in 4 of now the 6 meetings against the YD Red Sox, takes the first pitch fastball above the letters for ball 1. Zamora with 3 long balls in the season as well. Made one against Harwich back on July 24th. The other 2 coming against Bourne. 1-0. Fastball is located perfect at the knees for strike 1. Count 1 ball and 1 strike from Beller. And through 4 1/3, 36 strikes, 12 balls. The 1-1 to Zamora. Off-speed pitch change up just down in front of it. Zamora takes a big hack at it. Count a ball and 2 strikes. Big lengthy southpaw John Beller. The 1-2. Fastball runs well up and out of the zone to 2-2 as some action down on the Red Sox bullpen and down the left field and third base line.
Now, Beller was expected to go 5 today, but given the short pitch count, you might try and run him out there 6th or 7th. 2-2
fastball, slow chopper right back to Beller. Gloves it with the left arm. Sets his feet, turns over to first base, and time to retire Zamora for the second out.
Now, the counter side is YD already knows they're going to be in the postseason. You got to save some of your arms for when that postseason comes. It's going to start pretty quick. Sooner than you know it, Friday will be the first game of the Cape League postseason. First round could last all the way through Sunday, and that would be 6 days from now. Potentially a chance for Beller to start then.
I was about to say, it could be his 5th day coming up soon. Don't want to run him out there for too long. He's looked sharp here so far in this ball game, maybe besides 1 or 2 pitches that he's given up. First pitch of Tanner Murray, a fastball. It's corked out towards straightaway center field. Beasley still going out and back. It's out of here. Tanner Murray gives the Firebirds a lead here at Red Wilson Field. Wind blowing out. Murray catches all of this one. Firebirds now take a 1-run lead. They lead 3-2 here in the 5th.
Firebirds have started to hit more home runs the last week, and at Red Wilson Field, with the wind gusting out, you know they're going to take advantage. Second home run of the inning for the Birds, both solo shots. But just like that, they're able to crack Beller for 2 long balls.
Daniels.
I think the Firebirds would love to play here a couple more times at Red Wilson Field. First pitch is Zach Daniels. Fastball just misses inside for ball 1. And you know, the Firebirds, Eric Zachary, have come around as of late with the power bats. And this is a lineup that has a lot of pop in here. And the guy at the dish as well, and Zach Daniels. 1-0 from Beller. Fastball just misses down the zone. Count 2-0. Firebirds 3, Red Sox 2 here at the top of the 5th inning. 2 down, nobody aboard. Solo home runs from Emery and Murray in this half inning. Sparrow looks to regather himself out on the rubber. 2-0 from the southpaw. Fastball at the bell on the outside. Black for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike.
Now, the other thing you have to remember, if you're Orleans, you don't want to play here twice more. You only want to play here once more.
Oh, exactly.
That would be the Birds hosting and the Red Sox in the 3 spot.
2-1 changeup. Swung right over it. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And I love YD's PA announcer. Gary is his first name. I can't even remember his last name, to be quite honest with you. But he came over to us at Eldridge Park a few weeks back. We'll see you in early August, once at Eldridge, once at Yarmouth Dennis.
2-2. Pitch cut on a miss for strike 3. And Daniels goes down swinging as Beller strikes another Firebird here in the 5th inning. But the Firebirds tack on 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. The 2 home runs, one from Rob Emery and the other from Tanner Murray, gives the Firebirds the lead after 4.5. Firebirds 3, Red Sox 2. So take a look around the East and the West standings. As again, the West standings, Falmouth, Wareham, Katuan, and Bourne all clinching in the West. It's just up to the seeding. Falmouth with 51 points leading in first place. Wareham with 44 points in second. 42 for Katuan. So you have to think the only way that a team can move up or move down be the Wareham and Katuan for the 2 and 3 spot for home field advantage. So those what those two teams are fighting for. Bourne with 33 again in fourth place. Now in the East, it gets a little interesting. It's not the Wild Wild West, but the Wild Wild East. Anglers with 48 points. And Whitey with 47 in second place. Firebirds with 42 in third. Harwich with 39 points in fourth place. And the Whitecaps still vying for a playoff spot with 36. Again, a Firebirds victory and a Brewster loss, and the Birds are in.
Now, the only reason Orleans would get in that scenario is that the most points the Brewster Whitecaps could then get would be 44, and that's where Orleans would be after tonight. But of course, the Birds, that big tie the other night against Brewster, that will give them the tiebreaker after taking the season series over the Whitecaps 3-2-1.
So that Whitcomb home run may come back to more than just a tie, but a season tiebreaker as well as the Braves have tacked on another run in the third inning. They only lead the Whitecaps 4-2. So we'll be scoreboard watching for most of this ball game out in Brewster. As Angelo Smith is back on the hill for the Firebirds here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Wad Young, Brad Beasley, and Austin Wells, 1, 2, 3 hitters due up.
Wyatt Young,
which includes a couple left-handers. As Smith faces the left-hander Wad Young, the shortstop from Pepperdine. Batting .352 this year, already 1 for 2 in this ball game. Young takes his time to dig in towards the left side. His back left foot right up against the chalk as the first pitch fastball just misses outside for ball 1. Again, Young popped out on the second pitch he saw back in the first, then takes the second pitch in the fourth and doubles it down the right field line. The third, excuse me. 1-0 in there in the outside corner, count a ball and a strike. Smith used a double play ball induced to Jake Palmer to get out of the fourth as the 1-1 fastball. Hard chopper towards the left side of the hole, backhanded by Tanner Murray. Throw across to Diamond Marcano. Keeps his foot over at first base. And the speedster, Wide Young, is retired here for the first down in the fifth.
We have seen some impressive play by shortstops the last few games between Tanner Murray on the Orleans side. Of course, Wyatt Young earlier in the ball game tonight. And Gage Workman at Brewster yesterday. All three of those, some of the best defensive players on the Cape you'll see.
Markham down on the All-Cape League defensive team. It's the first pitch curveball in there at the knees for strike one on Brad Beasley, the center fielder. It's another list we might have to keep track of as the 0-1 fastball is skied out towards shallow right field. Zach Daniels heading over towards the line. Tracks it through the sun and makes the catch a couple feet from the right field line for the second out. Already have the all-name team going on here on Cape Cod. Make a defensive team as well. So 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Nobody boy for the Red Sox as it's the ever-dangerous Austin Wells, the catcher from Arizona. The rising sophomore off-speed pitch cut on a miss for strike one. Good 6 for his last 7 over the last 2 games. 2 for 3 against Katu with a double, 2 doubles and an RBI. 0-1 pitch, check swing, he goes around, says home plate umpire Joe Labella. Down 0-2. Good Wells has struggled against the Firebirds this year. Average well below the Mendoza line, making out 3 for 20. 0-2 pitch, cut on a miss for strike 3. Angelo Smith works a 1-2-3 fifth inning here at Red Wilson Field as the Red Sox go down in order after 5. Firebirds 3 and the Red Sox 2. As we'll send over to Scotty Gage to talk more a little about Bird Bites. Scotty?
Hey, thanks. Max Troiani, Bird Bites, officially out on our YouTube. And take a quick look at this short video.
At the end of the day, it just came down to happiness and opportunity. So where was I going to be the happiest? Because happiness is hard to come by in life. I just wanted to pick the spot or the place that would make me the happiest moving forward. And obviously that's here over sitting at a desk. My buddy put it the best way. He said, dude, you have 6 more weeks in the Cape and you have 50 plus years to go sit at a desk. So that was a pretty easy decision there. And then opportunity. I'm always going to be able to go back and sit at a desk. It's just a matter of I'm never going to get this opportunity again. So that's why I chose to stay.
Top of the 6th inning from Red Wilson Field as the Firebirds, after 2 solo home runs in the 5th inning, have given them a 1-run lead. Rob Emery and Terry Namura, the 2 Firebirds with the solo blast. Both of them to straightaway center. Again, only about 350, 355 out in straightaway center fields. And the wind blowing out towards left field over the scoreboard out there helps it a little bit. So John Beller's evening is done for the Red Sox. He goes 5 innings, allows 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned, no walks, and 6 punch-outs. 2 of those 4 hits, Rob Emery with a double and a home run. So Chase Walter, the right-hander, native of Peachtree City, Georgia, 6'7", 235 right-hander out of Western Carolina, making his 6th appearance here on Cape Cod, 1-1 with a 10.12 ERA. He's pitched 8 innings, struck out 11, walked 6. Last pitch against Chatham at Veterans Field, July 25th, took the loss, pitched 2 innings, didn't allow a hit. An unearned run, 2 walks, and a strikeout. And he did pitch against the Firebirds back on July 13th. Was tagged for 5 runs on 4 hits through an inning and a third, a walk, and 3 punch-outs. That was Cale Nichols' 350th victory in the 15-3 romp. First pitch, Jacob Hurtubise swinging bunt up down the third base side. He's in there easily. Third baseman Ryan King, nothing he can do but pick the ball up, and Hurtubise picks up an infield single here to start out the 6th.
Yeah, and Orleans will take any way they can get a base runner on, and Hurtubise, with all that speed, just finds ways to get on base. Has been a fixture at the top of their lineup the last week. And here's a chance for Orleans to potentially add another run to their tally and add to this lead.
It's all about getting base runners on, especially with the wind here at Red Wilson Field. Already 2 long balls for the Firebirds, as Julio Marcano has some pop on the bat from the right side. Walter kicks and fires. Marcano shows bunt, and he offers, does not go around, says the first base umpire Doug Isham. Count 1-0. So Marcano is able to pull back as Hurtubise is over at first base. Walters comes set from the chest, the 1-0. Marcano shows bunt once again, pulls it back as he gets past the catcher, Wells. The speedster Hurtubise running second, takes a hard turn around second base, throw down back towards second. Hurtubise easily back in, diving head first as Young apply the tag. So now count 2 balls and no strikes. Marcano showed bunt the first 2 times. We're expecting to show the bunt once again now with Hurtubise over at second base. Riley King, the third baseman, taking a glare down towards Hurtubise at second base. The infield shifts over a little wide. Young now behind Hurtubise. Second baseman Campbell going in towards the hole. 2-0. Marcano shows bunt once again. Bounces right back towards the pitcher. Walter only plays to first base. And Marcano does his job. Sacrifice bunt. Advances Hurtubise towards third base as the Firebirds look to manufacture a run here in the 6th. So with 1 down, it's now the left fielder Max Troiani. 0 for 2 so far early in this ball game. Looks to drive in the 4th Firebirds run. Big spot for the 3-hole hitter in this Birds lineup. Guy who has 13 RBIs here on the year. Has a knack for getting on base, not only swinging, but also has marked 18 walks this year. First pitch curveball at about the eye level for ball 1. So infield is in here for the Red Sox as Scott Booker wants to cut off the runner at home, and Hurtubise 1-0. Fastball spiked into the dirt as Austin Wells glides to his right and drops down on the knees. Count 2 balls and no strikes.
I know Austin Wells is known more for his bat, but the way that he's really shown off the defense this summer, an athletic guy who'll play all over the diamond if you let him, and He's really surprised a lot of scouts with his defense behind the plate.
The 2-0 pitch. Trani rips over the shortstop. Young set to left field for a base. And as Max Trani picks up an RBI single here in the 6th inning, the Firebirds tack on another insurance run. They lead 4-2 here in the 6th inning.
How fitting is it the way that Max Trani ropes that single over the head of Wyatt Young, league leader in hitting. Young not able to get there and climb the ladder, and Trani continues to put his climb across the charts.
Might have needed a fire truck ladder to get that ball. As Max Trani is over at first base, ball was tagged out towards left field. Yeah, it's now Shea Whitcomb, the second baseman. Walters comes set, fires towards home, first pitch. Fastball misses downstairs for ball 1. Whitcomb, who flew out in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. Looks to add a couple more runs here in the 6th. 1 rotary across, Firebirds 4, Red Sox 2. 6 runs apiece. 1-0 curveball. Dips in at the knees for strike 1. The 1-1. Curveball swinging through, runner going towards second base. Throw is in there just a bit wide. As Trani picks up a stolen base here. Throw just a bit too wide. Good throw by Wells. Threw from his knees. Not an easy play. Out towards second.
Yeah, a little hit and run for the Orleans Firebirds. Whitcomb just swung either way, and Trani and Wyatt Young sharing a laugh on second base. They both pointed at each other saying, hey, I'm coming for you.
These two guys, yeah. 2 of the best hitters in the league. Wyatt Young just finished his freshman year, and Trani just a couple years older. Is 1-2 pitch, cut on miss for strike 3. Whitcomb goes down swinging. We've seen it with teammates here this year with guys sharing conversations out of the base paths, but just the mutual respect for guys out there on the base paths. Nice to see here on Cape Cod. So Rob Emery, who has been the most dangerous hitter here in this Firebirds lineup today, a double and a home run. He's done it all for the Birds. 2 of the 6 hits. Firebirds lead 4-2 of the Red Sox here with 2 down. First pitch swinging. Emery loops one out towards shallow left field. Samuelson, the left fielder, coming in. A couple steps, still running in. And makes the catch on the run to end things here in the 6th inning. But the Firebirds tack on another run on 2 hits. No errors and 1 man left on base. Again, we're through 5.5 innings. Firebirds 4. And the Red Sox 2. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard in this ball game again. Commodores 9-5 lead. Or, excuse me, Commodores defeat the Harbor Hawks in game 1 of the doubleheader, 9-5. And game 2, Harbor Hawks at the top of the first, 1-0 lead over the Commodores. And just to check in on that Brewster game once again, Bourne 5, Whitecaps 2. So every time we check the score, the Bourne Braves tack on another run. So we'll have to wait a couple more innings then. And then Katua to Wareham, just getting underway at Spillane Field. And then over at Veterans Field, 7 o'clock, the Mariners pay a visit to the Chatham Anglers late in this season. As Angela Smith will return to the hill for the Firebirds.
Orleans shuffling their defense in this inning as well. David Avidia is going to come in Josh Zamora's spot. Avidia will catch. Rob Emery has been moved to first base. Julio Marcano now at second. And Shea Whitcomb will go from second to third as the Birds shore up their defense late in this ball game. Looks like we're going to be able to get an all-9 at Red Wilson Field tonight, but Jamie Quinn not taking any chances. Wants to make sure the defense is strong the final 3.5.
It is the Cape. Sometimes the sun sets down a little sooner. Seen a couple times this year. Again, Firebirds with 4 ties this year, 3 of them due to darkness. Another one just last night against Brewster.
Noah Campbell.
So Noah Campbell, the second baseman out of South Carolina, takes the first pitch. Just down below the knees for ball 1. Campbell, one of the most dangerous hitters here on Cape Cod. Showed it last summer, showing it once again here in year 2 in YD. 1-0, misses low and in. Count 2 balls and no strikes. Campbell, who singled and scored back in the second, walked in the third. He's been on base both times today. 2-0 from Smith. Fastball just misses low and tight once again. 3-0. Smith works from the third base side of the rubber from the windup. 3-0. Fastball runs above the letters. 4-pitch walk issued to Noah Campbell. He's a boy for the third time today, as he works his second walk in this ball game. His 23rd on the season. He has worked more walks than strikeouts. So David Avita is, again, just checking the ball game once again. Emery at first base. Marcano at second base, and Whitcomb over at third. Just to reiterate the defensive substitutions here, as Matt Troop comes out to have a chat with Angelo Smith. Again, Firebirds holding a 2-run lead over the Red Sox. 4 runs on 6 hits, no errors for the Birds. And the home Waddy Red Sox, 2 runs on 6 hits and no errors. So Troop has finished his discussion out on the mound, as Carson Taylor, the DH out of Virginia Tech, switch hitter, hops to hit from the right side against the southpaw Angelo Smith. Taylor 1 for 2 here in YD, singled back in the second inning. First pitch from Smith, hard chopper down towards the shortstop. Murray flick on Marcano at second base, back across the bag over to first in time. 6-4-3 double play. Angelo Smith, his second he has induced so far here in this outing.
From the University of Georgia, Riley King.
So quickly 2 outs here in this half inning, as Riley King takes his time to dig in to the right side. Taps home plate. Wants first pitch from Angelo Smith. Slider in there at the belly inside corner for strike 1. King also 1 for 2 here in this ball game. Singled back in the fourth, was stranded over at second base. 0-1 pitch fastball, wave and a miss for strike 2. 0-2 on Riley King. So Smith trying to work his third inning of scoreless baseball. 0-2 from the southpaw. Fastball is popped up behind us. Here behind till plate out of play. Count remains 0-2. Again, those 3 innings worked by David Steele. Allowed 4 hits, 2 runs. Smith trying to work 3 here. 0-2 pitch, curveball the dirt. Swung and a miss for strike 3. Avina has to throw over down towards first base to the recent catcher, Emery. Makes the catch in time for out number 3. So Angelo Smith, 3 innings of scoreless baseball, just allows 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout, as the Red Sox are shut down here in the 6th inning. Firebirds lead the Red Sox by a score of 4-2. As we'll send it back over to Scotty Gaines. Scotty.
Thomas, thanks, bro. Something fun, going through the depths of Twitter today. Some of the Firebirds got called out and got really some cool recognition. So going back to a Codball Twitter account, they said pretty cool to see 2 NCAA Division II players having the success that both Max Troiani and Shea Whitcomb of the Orleans Firebirds have had this summer. I mean, take a look at the numbers. Before today's game, Troiani's .328 average. It ranks 7th in the league. He's got a .414 OBP. I mean, that's just amazing. 7 home runs for Shea Whitcomb's side. I mean, 2 D2 guys coming out there, some of the best D2 players in the entire country, balling out for the Firebirds here against a lot of Division I guys from top schools. And it's pretty cool to see Eddie McCabe quote tweeted that, "Talent is everywhere, #BirdGang." So fun to see these guys really supporting each other, rooting for each other. I think that's one of the best parts about this team, and getting to watch that from afar and up close as well, as everybody's rooting for each other, whether it be a guy from, a Vanderbilt or a Louisville or something like that, or a big-time school like that in Division I, or it's a guy from UCSD or Bentley, Division II schools. Those guys are all really balling out there, doing their thing, and it's just fun for me to watch. It's fun for us to watch, and I hope for the Firebirds family, whether you're here or whether you're across the country, tuning in tonight, streaming our home games, you enjoy that, and it's fun for you to watch.
Top of the 7th at Red Wilson Field. Orleans leads Yarmouth Dennis 4-2. First pitch from Chase Walter to Eddie McCabe, taken upstairs for ball 1. DH from Georgetown tonight is 0 for 2 in the 6th spot for the Orleans Firebirds. Walter, 6'7" right-hander from Western Carolina, winds and fires 1 out. Breaking ball spiked low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Orleans Firebirds struck first on a balk back in the 2nd inning. But the Red Sox got 2 on the board in that same frame, but it's been all Orleans since, scoring 3 unanswered. 2-0. Fastball up and in. Check swing from McCabe. They'll appeal to first. He laid off. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Walter came in after John Beller. Gave up 1 run. It was unearned in the last inning. 3-0. Fastball outside, ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Eddie McCabe to lead off the 7th. And now David Avidia, the catcher from Grand Canyon, will most likely be asked to bunt and give the Birds a chance to tack on an insurance tally.
We saw last inning where the Firebirds able to manufacture a run.
So YD expecting the bump. The third baseman, Riley King, in on the grass. Looks like something has trickled onto the field of play behind the first base bag. Ryan Erickson will grab it. First base umpire is going to toss it out of play. Doug Isham throws it to the fan that lost the orange object onto the field of play. Orleans 4, Red Sox 2. Runner on first, the lead off the 7th inning. Avidia, the catcher from Grand Canyon, squaring. First pitch from Walter. Fastball bunted right side, trickling just right of the first base line for strike 1. Now Walter, a 6'7" right-hander. You're talking a lot of velocity from number 44 for the Red Sox. Junior making his 7th appearance on the summer. He's just tossed 9 innings now with a 10.13 ERA. Came aboard at first. Avidia giving himself up once again, 0-1. Fastball bunted to the right side. It's going to trickle along the line. Kicked out of play by Walter. It's 0-2. And now Orleans is saying that he kicked the ball. The home plate umpire, Joe LaBella, shooting a look down that way. And it happened in the major leagues last week. Colorado Rockies pitcher saw a ball and was about 5 feet left of the third base line. Kicked it into the dugout. Why take any chances? So it's touched in foul ground, and it's strike 2. And Avidia will have to swing with a count, no balls and 2 strikes. And he's going to give himself up despite the 2 strikes. Fastball pulled back on the bunt. Back pick from Austin Wells. Got Eddie McCabe at first base. So it's a caught stealing 2-3 as Wells saw McCabe scamper off the bag. And there's 1 away.
Boy, you're highlighting Austin Wells' defensive presence behind the dish. There it is on display right there. Able to back pick Eddie McCabe at first base.
So Avidia, no need to bunt now with a runner no longer on first. Rising junior out of Grand Canyon, batting a .161 this summer. Walter set the 1-2. Fastball nubbed foul, rolling towards the first base dugout. And we'll do it again. For Orleans, looking for win number 20 on the summer and a chance to make the postseason if the Brewster Whitecaps fall to the Bourne Braves. Bourne was leading Brewster 4-2 in the 3rd. 1-2. Fastball got on a miss, strike 3. So after the back pick by Austin Wells, a strikeout for David Avidia, and there's 2 away.
Well, it changes a lot here with that back pick, as now Avidia has to swing. And just like that, from the back pick to the strikeout, there's 2 down in this half inning. So after the Firebirds look like we're going to try to manufacture another run, it looks dire here in this half inning.
Orleans on top of Yarmouth Dennis, 4-2 with 2 down in the top of the 7th inning. Now Tanner Murray will dig in for the 3rd time. Smacked a solo home run his last time up on the first pitch he saw. First pitch. Breaking ball drops in over the heart of the plate for strike 1. It was just the 2nd home run of the summer for Tanner Murray. Only hit 1 this past spring at UC Davis. Boulder Creek, California native. Starting to see that average continue to climb up. Entered today at 208. He's 1 for 2 tonight. 0-1. Fastball shot back beyond Walter. Backhanded by the second baseman Campbell. He's got no play. It's a 2-out single for Tanner Murray, his 2nd hit of the night, and the Birds a 2-out rally in the 7th.
Well, there it is once again. Tanner Murray having a fantastic game here at Red Wilson Field. Hard chopper in the middle. Hard for Noah Campbell, the second baseman. Should have back in and throw it across.
So Murray's average continues to climb at 214 going into that AB. It's now up to 221. And Zach Daniels, the right fielder from Tennessee, will take his third turn at the dish. 6'8" right-hander rocks and fires first pitch. Fastball upstairs for ball one. Daniels has been retired twice tonight, both strikeouts swinging. Just trying to find his way through. Give the Birds a lift in the ninth spot tonight. Orleans up by 2 runs in the 7th at Red Wilson Field, 1-0. Fastball taken upstairs. It's 2 balls and no strikes. No one warming up in the Armit Dennis bullpen. This is all Chase Walter to handle. And the Red Sox have clinched a playoff spot. It's a bullpen day for YD behind John Beller. Trying to find their way through. 2-0. Fastball cut and missed. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Daniels shoots a glance down to Jamie Quinn at third base with Murray on at first and 2 down. Right-hander Walter set first base side 2-1. Fastball runs inside. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Jacob Hurtubise, the leadoff man out of Army, waits on deck. He's 1 for 3 tonight. Long stare in from Walter. Sun continuing to pull down. 3-1. Fastball fouled off the mask of Wells. They're going to say Daniel swung right through it and caromed off the glove. So that'll allow Tanner Murray to take second on the pass ball.
Yeah, look how he just, Wells didn't squeeze it all the way in. Just popped down and up and over his right shoulder.
So now Zach Daniels in a battle with Chase Walter. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Murray an insurance tally waiting in scoring position. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball taken low and outside, ball 4. So Murray works a 2-out walk, and the Birds have runners on first and second and 2 away.
Yeah, well-worked walk there by Zach Daniels. Close pitch. Austin Wells trying to do all he can behind the dish to raise that ball up. But now prolonging this half inning, the Firebirds are back in business. RB opportunity for Jacob Hurtubise with 2 down.
So now Jacob Hurtubise, who's 1 for 3 with a single, will dig in. 6'8" Walter against Jacob Hurtubise at 5'11". First pitch, breaking ball ties up Hurtubise for strike 1. Hurtubise started the summer with the Harwich Mariners. The Orleans Firebirds has found consistent playing time, especially the last week. His 15th start for the Birds has a chance to give Orleans a big-time run. Pickoff play to second, and Tanner Murray dives back in. The left-handed swinging Jacob Hurtubise. Wyatt Young's playing awfully close to that second base bag. He's playing practically up the middle. Stab in the glove, the 0-1 home. Breaking ball chopped foul towards the third base side. It's 0-2.
And they could have had a throw down there from Walter. Wyatt Young was set up perfectly just behind that bag if Walter wanted the opportunity to.
Daniels aboard at first. Murray off of second. 2 down in the top of the 7th. Orleans on top of Yarmouth Dennis. 4-2 in the 6th and final meeting of the regular season between these two sides. Here's the 0-2. Fastball drifts outside. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now for Orleans, they've gone with David Steele and Angelo Smith through the first 6 innings. 2 relievers that have been able to toss some dominant baseball. We'll see if the Birds go to another arm for the 7th and the 8th before potentially turning it over to Connor Pellerin. Walter checks on the runner at second, 1-2 home. Breaking ball shot back up the middle. Dive by Wyatt Young, off his glove into center field. Murray the green ladder around from third. He'll come in without a throw. RBI single from Jacob Hurtubise. Adds another for the Birds. It's 5-2 here in the 7th.
There it is, Jacob Hurtubise, a guy that can fight off some pitches. And then reaches for a ball that was just below his knee. Sends it hard hit right back up the middle. Tough play for Wyatt Young, the shortstop. Got a glove on it, slows the ball down, and allows for Tanner Murray to score from second base.
So now Julio Marcano will try and tack on another one for Orleans. Second baseman of NJIT started this ball game at first. He's 1 for 2 with a base knock, and Walter really laboring on the mound. He's pitched an inning and 2/3, has gotten tagged for 2 runs. Hurtaby's on at first, Daniels off of second. First pitch to Marcano, fastball chopped over the mound once again. Campbell fields, ricochets off his glove into shallow left field. Daniels chugging around third, throw to the plate, offline. An RBI infield single for Julio Marcano. Makes it a 6-2 Orleans lead.
And the athleticism from Zach Daniels able to score in off that play. Chugging around third base. Dives in head first as it's off the glove of Campbell.
That ball hit back up the middle. Campbell fielded it in the shallow outfield. Goes down as an E4 officially, but the Birds take a 6-2 lead over Yarmouth Dennis. And now if you're the Birds, you got to feel a little more comfortable with Max Trani up. And runners on first and second with 2 down. Trani 1 for 3, an RBI base knock his last time. First pitch. Breaking ball taken above the letters for ball 1. For Troiani, had struggled as of late, just 2 for his last 22 coming into the night. But has found that stroke once again. Has Max in the top 10 in the Cape in batting average. 1-0 from Walter. Fastball upstairs, it's 2 balls and no strikes. Trani, the 7th batter this inning for the Orleans Firebirds. Started off with a walk to Eddie McCabe before he got picked off. Looked like it might be a disastrous inning for Orleans. Instead, the last 4 Birds have reached. 3-hole hitter from Bentley up to 328 on the summer. 2-0. Fastball taken low and away. Counts 3 balls and no strikes. Right-hander starting to warm up for the YD Red Sox. Looks like Nolan McCarthy out of Occidental College. Cano aboard at first. Hurtaby's off of second. 2 down in the top of the 7th inning. 3-0. Fastball downstairs, ball 4. Trani extends the innings for the Orleans Firebirds. If the Birds have loaded the bases and the cleanup man, Shea Whitcomb, set to bat.
And this is the part of the lineup that you want up if you're Jamie Quinn. Kind of like Shea Whitcomb. Doesn't have a hit tonight, but seems like every time he doesn't have a hit and he comes in a big spot, he delivers. Going back to the last home run, didn't have a hit last night until that 2-run blast in the 8th.
So we'll see what happens here for the YD Red Sox. Pitching coach for Scott Pickler's club coming out to have a word with Chase Walter. But Pick still squared on his bucket on the third base side. A right-hander continuing to warm up in the Red Sox pen. Orleans 6, Yarmouth Dennis 2. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and Shea Whitcomb, the cleanup man, will dig in from the right side. Whitcomb entering today 2nd in the league in OPS at 1,003. First pitch from Walter. Fastball up and in for ball 1. Whitcomb 7 home runs, the most by a non-Division I player since the league started recording stats online in 2000. Boy, would number 8 come in a huge spot right here. Would open up this ball game and secure the Birds practically of their victory. 1-0. Breaking ball swung over the top of it's 1-1. Now you can throw the division ranks out the window. We've seen it on full display this summer from the Orleans Firebirds. Arguably the Birds' best 2 hitters, both coming from Division II. Max Trani and Shea Whitcomb. Bases loaded and 2 down. 1-1. Fastball broken bat, flared into shallow left field. Young going out. He makes the catch on the run. And this side is retired. Overpowering fastball from Chase Walter shattered the bat of Shea Whitcomb, but not before the Birds scored 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, and they leave 3 runners left on base. We've reached stretch time at Red Wilson Field. Birds all over the Red Sox, 6-2. You listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Skip, it's a pleasure and a privilege for us to work under you and beside you day in, day out. We appreciate the opportunity, and here's to many more W's as a staff. Go Birds.
Agak, congrats, Skip, on win number 350. I appreciate the time I had here as a player under you, and I very much appreciate being able to coach with you now and all of your wisdom, and appreciate you being a mentor to me as I move on throughout this game, and very, very blessed to have this friendship and relationship with you. So cheers to 350 more, Skip. Congrats.
Skip, congratulations on 350 wins. We appreciate everything you do for us.
And more to come. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
Hey Skipper, just want to say congrats on 350 wins. It's a huge accomplishment, and I couldn't think of a better guy to do it. Go Birds.
Hey Kelly.
Bottom of the 7th at Red Wilson Field. Orleans leads Yarmouth Dennis 6-2. And the southpaw from Michigan, Angelo Smith, goes back out once again for the Birds. Smith has tossed 3 scoreless frames for Orleans out of the pen, and he'll face the bottom third of this Red Sox lineup, starting with Jack Thomas Wold, the first baseman for Scott Pickler's club. Wold steps in from the left side, first pitch. Breaking ball drops in on the inside corner for strike 1. It'll be Tate Samuelson and Jake Palmer to follow in the frame for the YD Red Sox. 0-1 from Smith. Breaking ball drops outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Firebirds have scored in 3 consecutive innings, including 2 in the top half of this frame. 1-1 off-speed pitch drifts outside. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
I like my life.
2-1 from the southpaw. Fastball pops out of play. It's 2-2. Tate Samuelson waiting on deck. He's 2 for 2 tonight with an RBI. No one warming up in the Birds bullpen just yet. 2-2. Breaking ball corked down the right side. We'll do it again. So Smith has given the Birds 3+ innings out of the bullpen on just 31 pitches. 2-2. Breaking ball cut on and missed, strike 3. Angelo Smith continuing to deal out of the pen. He's got his 3rd K, and there's 1 down.
Oh, Angelo Smith has looked spectacular here in YD. Continues to deal here on the mound. Tires Jack Wold and has his latter part of the lineup up, which is kind of dangerous, but so far.
First pitch to Samuelson, hit on the ground to the left side. The shortstop Tanner Murray charges in, fires to first, and there's 2 quick outs. So Angelo Smith, a big reason why the Birds are up 6-2 at Red Wilson Field. And that will bring up Jake Palmer, the right fielder for Scott Pickler's club. Palmer out of UC Irvine, 0 for 2. A couple ground outs, and he's going to be pinch hit for. Sam Hall's going to come in as a pinch hitter. Rising junior out of Clemson, going to play in his 30th game this summer. Hall batting just .244, but Scott Pickler looking for a lift. First pitch from Smith. Fastball dots the inside corner for strike 1. And boy, would this be something for Orleans. They can find a way to beat YD on their home turf to close out the season series. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, check swing from Hall. They'll appeal down to first. He did not go around, and the count's 1-1. Firebirds on top of the Red Sox, 6-2 at Red Wilson Field, with 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-1. Breaking ball ripped out and missed. It's 1-2. Smith has set down the last 5 he's faced, rather 4 after the walk to Noah Campbell. Hasn't served up a hit since the 4th inning. Gave up 2 hits in that inning. Since then, has not surrendered 1. 1-2. Fastball spotted just outside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Angelo Smith not missing by much on the pitches that are just out of the zone. It's a good sign.
So Smith spits towards the first base dugout. He winds and fires the 2-2. Fastball up and away. Counts 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sam Hall out of Clemson, one of the most highly touted players on Cape Cod. Was ranked in the top 200 in his class a couple years back. Here's the payoff pitch from Smith. Breaking ball skips low off the right shoulder of David Avedia. First base run of the inning for the YD Red Sox, and Hall will trot down to first.
We've seen it time and time again. Scott Pickler go to the bench, and it pays off here just with a walk, but Hall was trailing in that count early and works it all the way to 3-2 and takes a couple tough pitches.
Birds still up by 4 here in the 7th, thanks to 2 insurance tallies in the top half of this frame. But now the league leader in hitting, Wyatt Young, will dig in. Young's 1 for 3 tonight with a double in the 3rd. Smith out of the stretch, first pitch. Fastball square down the left side, and out of play for strike one. Young batting .352 this summer with a home run and 23 RBIs. Boy, is it something to see someone 5'7", $165, leading the Cape in average. 0-1. Breaking ball catches the inside corner. It's 0-2.
Very talented player, and he did it back at Pepperdine this year, his freshman season, and coming here to the Cape. Same thing with his teammate Austin Wells, two guys that only just finished their freshman season and are some of the best here on the Cape.
All West Coast Conference honorable mention as a true freshman. Has reached base in 8 straight games now. Hall aboard at first with 2 down, 0-2. Breaking ball flared back and out of play, and we'll do it again. Birds have scored 6 runs on 8 hits, no errors, and they've only left 4 men on base tonight. For the YD Red Sox, it's 2 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, and 4 runners left on. Young sporting the all-red bet from the left side, choking up with 2 strikes. Wiggling it back and forth over the left shoulder, 0-2, runner gone, breaking ball, cut on and missed, strike 3. Angelo Smith strikes out Wyatt Young, and the side is retired. 2 punch-outs for the southpaw from Michigan, and 4 scoreless innings out of the Orleans bullpen. As we're through 7 complete innings at Red Wilson Field, YD scores no runs on no hits, no errors. They leave 1 runner left on base. It's 6-2 in favor of Orleans, and we'll send it down to Scotty Gange.
Hey, more like kind of send it up. We're up here on the terrace here at Red Wilson Field, hanging out with Andre Sims. Hello, hello. This is a great place to watch the game, Andre.
Oh, absolutely. Whenever I'm off, whenever I have time, this porch, you bring a chair up here, you really can't beat the vantage point.
It really is cool talking with Andre Sims, the broadcaster for the YD Red Sox. In between innings, I thank you for kind of stepping out. I know you guys are doing solo calls right now, but I do appreciate your time. And a few innings ago, you told me that Austin Wells, you think, could be possibly the MVP in the Cape League. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at the production, obviously it speaks for itself. The average well above 300, came in today, 333, 7 home runs, 24 RBI. Also, he's a catcher, and he's 8 for 8 in stolen base attempts. He's solidified this staff. He's by far this team's best player. He's great behind the plate. We've seen him behind the plate, left field, right field, center field. There was talk about him playing shortstop the other day. He's just a type of athlete you don't see come around too often. He's such an advanced hitter at the plate, and without him, I don't know where this YD team would be.
Talking about Austin Wells, the 3-hitter and the catcher for the YD Red Sox there. And, you know, looking at the Firebirds and looking at the Harwich Mariners and also the Brewster Whitecaps and the Red Sox and the Anglers, too. I mean, the Eastern Division is so competitive. What are you looking to see, looking forward for the last few games of the season and then also going into postseason?
You know, the thing is, it's funny to me because the East is just beat up on itself all season long. It's just been, I feel like no one really dominates anybody else. And it's one of those things where it's going to come down to the pitching. It's whose pitching can show up in the right time. We know Harwich has a phenomenal pitching staff, and they can win games 2-0, 2-1 because of the fact that their staff is so great. Chatham, another team where the balance is really great, and so it's whose pitching staffs can shut down the respective offenses come postseason time. That'll be the team that comes out of the East, undoubtedly.
Talking pitching, but we're going to talk hitting. Rob Emery, he's the offensive superstar of the day today. He's at the plate right now. Andre, thanks so much for the time, and guys, we'll send it back over to you.
Top of the 8th at Red Wilson Field. Orleans on top of Yarmouth Dennis, 6-2. Rob Emery to lead off the frame for the Orleans Firebirds, set to face a new arm into the ball game. Nolan McCarthy, first pitch, looping curveball, drops it on the outside corner for strike 1. For McCarthy, the right-hander from Occidental College, just his 2nd appearance on the Cape. He's 1-0 with an inning and a third, 3 strikeouts and no walks. Picked up that win 2 nights ago against Harwich. 0-1. Breaking ball skips in low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. He's got the best hitter at the plate today, at least Rob Emery, who's 2 for 3. A double in the 2nd to give the Birds their first run of the ball game. Then a solo home run to lead off the 5th. McCarthy standing tall, first base side. 6'5" right-hander, the 1-1. Fastball squared out of play, and it's 1-2. Eddie McCabe and David Avidia to follow in this frame for the Orleans Firebirds. We're looking for their first win at Red Wilson Field in more than 3 years. Last one for the Birds came back on June 28th, 2016. 3 years, 1 month, and 1 day ago. Emery now at first base after starting at catcher tonight. Digs in from the right side. 1-2 from McCarthy. Breaking ball swung over the top of for strike 3. Austin Wells will toss it down to first. He'll complete the strikeout, and there's one down. So he can close the line on Chase Walter. He went 2 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks, and 2 Ks. So McCabe, the DH, will take his turn around right now. He drew a walk an inning ago. McCarthy set, first pitch out. Breaking ball drops low for ball 1. McCabe continues to find ways on base. He's now reached in 19 straight ball games. All Big East first team selection this past spring. McCarthy stares in. Now he's set at the belt, first base side. 1-0 home. Fastball pounded to the left side, right at Jamie Quinn, the third base coach, and it's 1-1. Firebirds 6, Red Sox 2. Top of the 8th at Red Wilson Field. Of course, if Orleans holds on to this 6-2 victory, all eyes will turn to Stony Brook Field. Bourne beating Brewster 8-2 now in the bottom of the 5th. 1-1. Fastball spots the outside corner. It's 1-2. So McCabe disagrees with the call, unstraps the white batting gloves and steps back in. Taps the tan bat on the right part of the plate, now the left. He's got it over his right shoulder. McCarthy already 1 strikeout tonight. Here's the 1-2 from the right-hander. Fastball sky down the right side. First baseman Thomas Wold gives look. This will go out of play, and we'll do it again. David Avidia, the catcher from Grand Canyon, waiting on deck. Came into this ball game for Josh Zamora. 0-2, another 1-2, breaking ball upstairs. They count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Birds looking for their second win over YD this summer. That'd pull them within 3 points of the Red Sox with 3 games to play, at least in the Orleans side. 2-2, breaking ball shot the other way into right center field. Long run for Brad Beasley. He's got this one lined up in front of the center field fence for the second out of the inning. Now for YD, they only have 2 more games left on their schedule. So if the Birds can find a way to get things rolling and take some games from the Chatham Anglers, we could see Orleans potentially shift into that 2 spot in the East, and depending on the results with Chatham, as the best team in the East Division.
Yeah, YD, if they continue to win ball games, Orleans again has 3 games against the Anglers to end the regular season.
Now, of course, the Firebirds sweep that 3-game set. You're talking about really a 12-point swing. First pitch to David Avidia. Fastball spots the outside corner for strike 1. Of course, each win on Cape Cod worth 2 points. You give the Birds 6, almost take away 6 from the Chatham Anglers, and you're talking about a big-time difference the last week of the summer. McCarthy set the 0-1 home. Fastball nubbed to the right side in foul ground, and it's 0-2. Now, Tom Holliday has openly said for the Chatham Anglers, he's going to pitch position players on that August 1st date. It's a makeup game between Orleans and Yarmouth Dennis.
Well, Tom, if it becomes seating-wise, I don't know, but
he said either way, we're in the playoffs. We're going to try and take our time, make sure everyone's rested and ready to go for that first day on Friday, August 2nd.
It's interesting.
He'll go Jorge Arenas, Huey Morrow, and I'm sure a couple other position players we've yet to see this summer from the Chatham A's. 0-2, breaking ball swung over the top of for strike 3. 1-2-3 inning for Noah McCarthy on the bump. He sets down the Birds in order, and we'll head to the bottom half at Red Wilson Field. Orleans on top of Yarmouth Dennis 6-2. Listen to Firebirds baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Hey, welcome back here into Eldridge Park. Scotty Gange alongside Orleans manager Kelly Nicholson. Coach, first time since 2004 there's been an all-star game here at Eldridge. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's cool. I think it's a great, obviously I think it's the best venue on the Cape, and if you're going to have an all-star game on the Cape, I don't think you can pick a better place than Eldridge.
Mm-hmm. You said it. You know, it's all the best players on the Cape are out here today. To be kind of a guy watching them warm up and do all that thing and work with all these great players today, how much fun are you having?
Yeah, it's fun. We just talked. You know, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's already been a long day and the game hasn't started, but it's fun. It's nice to have these guys from Chatham and Brewster and Whiting and Harwich on our side.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously some very good players, and again, it's going to be fun watching them play tonight.
I know for me, you know, seeing a lot of the guys from the other teams, I've kind of been surprised by how personable all these guys are, that guys that are kind of just faces to us. What have you been surprised about today?
I don't think there's been any real surprises other than it's hot, man. It's just
You're
hot.
telling me.
God dang it. But yeah, no surprises so far. It's been very well organized, and the brunch was good, and BP was good, and in-and-outs are going well. We're getting ready for the home run derby, and I guess in about an hour and 15 minutes we'll have first pitch. So it's been a good day. It's been very smooth, at least as far as I can see.
Max Troiani out of Bentley, Jared Schuster's out here, Noah Skiro on his birthday are out here, Orleans Firebirds All-Stars. How cool is that to have the Firebirds play in the All-Star game here at Eldridge?
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite parts, is to watch our guys perform in the All-Star game, and then to have them perform in the All-Star game at Eldridge is pretty special.
Hey, enjoy today, Coach. Thanks so much.
You bet.
We got a long night, but an exciting one.
You bet. Thank you, Scotty.
Bottom of the 8th at Red Wilson Field. Orleans on top of Yarmouth Dennis 6-2. And Jamie Quinn and the Orleans Firebirds taking no chances in South Yarmouth tonight. The closer, Connor Pellerin, will come into the ball game. For Pelly, it's his 13th appearance on the summer. He has tossed 11 innings without surrendering an earned run, despite this not being a safe situation. And Pellerin pitching last night. The Birds are going to try and lock down win number 20 and hope that the Brewster Whitecaps will fall, and the Birds will be back in the postseason for the first time since 2017. So Connor Pellerin, the new pitcher, into the ballgame for the Orleans Firebirds, with the Birds leading the Red Sox 6-2 as we go to the last of the 8th at Red Wilson Field. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 for YD, starting with Brad Beasley. Pellerin's first pitch, fastball up and away for ball 1.
At the plate, the center fielder.
Orleans looking to wrap up a win and watch the Brewster Whitecaps fall to the Bourne Braves. They're down 8-2 right now in the middle innings. Pellerin set the 1-0. Fastball, chin music up and in. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Let's close the line on Angelo Smith. He went 4 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 4 Ks. He was excellent out of the bullpen for the Orleans Firebirds. He's in line for the win as well for Orleans. The Birds took the ball game back with him in the game. 2-0 from Pellerin. Fastball high and tight. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Pellerin pitched last night for Orleans. A 1-2-3 inning to tie the ball game with Brewster, including 2 strikeouts, but only threw 10 pitches. 9 of them strikes. Right-hander from Tulane set. Here's the 3-0. Fastball outside, ball 4. 4-pitch walk to Brad Beasley. As now Austin Wells will dig in for the 4th time tonight. And you'd have to think Austin Wells is nearly due for a hit. One of the best players on the gate. He's 0 for 3 tonight and only has 3 hits in 5+ games against Orleans this summer.
Yeah, you definitely do think that he's due here, especially in a big spot. Wind blowing out, 6-2, Firebirds lead, 4-run deficit for the Red Sox. And we've seen it before. The Red Sox put up 4 runs in the 8th inning earlier this season against the Birds.
Now, left-handers have had their way against Connor Pellerin this summer. Left-handed swingers are 7 for 18 against Pelly this year. First pitch to Wells. Fastball dots the inside corner for strike 1. Orleans leads Yarmouth Dennis 6-2 here in the last of the 8th at Red Wilson Field. Pellerin set, 0-1. Breaking ball drops in on the outside corner. It's 0-2. Noah Campbell, switch hitting second baseman Wade Sontak. He's been aboard 3 times tonight for Scott Pickler's team. Beasley extending his lead at first base. The 0-2 from Pellerin. Breaking ball on the inside corner, ring him up, strike 3. Austin Wells doesn't believe the call, hops in a circle in the first base dugout. He'll have to walk back to that third base side, frustrated with 1 down.
He's not a happy camper down there. Flips the barrel as well.
Number 14.
So Pellerin gets a strikeout on Austin Wells. And the Birds 5 outs away from securing the victory at Red Wilson Field. Pellerin set first pitch. Breaking ball drifts outside for ball 1. Now for Pellerin, it's been a huge turnaround for the right-hander. Out of Tulane, had an 8.44 ERA this past spring. 1-0. Fastball outside, it's 2 balls and no strikes.
It's half-price time for hot dogs
YD on
and
top
pizza.
of YD trailing Orleans 6-2 here at Red Wilson Field. Birds infield shifted up the middle, set to turn 2. 2-0. Fastball over the heart of the plate, it's 2-1. Trevin Esquera has come into this ballgame as a defensive replacement at first. As the Birds continue to try and shore up their defense the rest of the night. Not a save situation for Connor Pellerin, 2-1. Fastball catch the inside corner, it's 2-2.
I think Pellerin's so good that when he does get down a count 2-0, 3-0, always finds a way to get back into it.
It's 2-2 right now to Noah Campbell, the cleanup man. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball drops in low, and the count runs full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away in the bottom of the 8th. Orleans up by 4 at Red Wilson Field. Final game for the Birds against the Red Sox this summer. Here's the 3-2. Fastball hit hard to the left side. Runner going under the glove of Shea Whitcomb into left field. Whitcomb had the glove up in the air. It did not take the hop. It goes down as an E5, and that'll bring Carson Taylor to the plate.
Designated hitter from Virginia Tech
think that Whitcomb
University,
saw the runner,
Carson Taylor.
and Beasley going towards second base, so wanting to be a little quick there on his throw over towards first, and just didn't stay down. The ball goes between his legs, and now the Red Sox have 2 men aboard.
It's now the tying run in the on-deck circle if Carson Taylor can get on. And Taylor's 1 for 3, but grounded into a double play back in the 6th. Boy, would Connor Pellerin take that right here. 2 on with 1 away. First pitch. Fastball inside, ball 1. Birds 6, Red Sox 2. Bottom of the 8th at Red Wilson Field. Pellerin has yet to give up an earned run this summer for the Orleans Firebirds. 1-0. Fastball at the belt, called outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. So we'll see if Pellerin's pitch count, who's at 15 in this inning after throwing 10 yesterday, will pitch 2 innings tonight. Or will we see someone else for the ninth at Red Wilson? 2-0. Fastball taken up and away. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Pellerin pitching on a back-to-back for the first time this summer. Just doesn't have the same stuff we saw last night. It's now 16 pitches, 10 of them balls. Runners on first and second with 1 away, 3-0. Get me over fastball right down the chute. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. You have Riley King in the on-deck circle. Third baseman from Georgia. Has shown some power this summer with 3 home runs. 3-1. Fastball skied down the left side and out of play. The count runs full. So now we'll see if Scott Pickler sends his runners in motion. The potential for a strike him out, throw him out double play to end the inning with a left-handed batter up. He's got the good arm of David Avidia behind the plate. We'll see if Pickler still has the aggressiveness. It's Campbell on at first, Beasley off of second, 3-2. Fastball downstairs, ball 4. So Connor Pellerin issues his second free pass of the inning, and that will bring the tying run up for the YD Red Sox in the form of Riley King. So Matt Troop going to come out and have a word with the Birds closer. Just has not looked the same right tonight as he did last night. And now Jeff Crammel, right-hander from Southern New Hampshire, starting to toss in the Birds bullpen.
Yeah, I think Troop just going out there to calm Pelly down a bit here. He has fallen behind early in these counts. He has shown again that he will fight back in the counts, but you know, it's 3-2. It's kind of tough to try to induce a ground ball or strike him out.
Now it's interesting, Orleans kind of flip-flop their setup man and their closer tonight. They used Pellerin in the 8th, saving Pramel for the 9th. Now the thinking behind it might be you had the heart of the lineup up this inning for YD. Use your closer in the most high leverage situation. So RJ Yeager, the pinch runner at first for Carson Taylor. So the tying run at the plate for the Windy Red Sox. Riley King trying to be the hero and tie this ball game up. Firebirds 6, Red Sox 2, last of the 8th. First pitch. Breaking ball drops in for strike one. King 1 for 3 tonight, a single back in the 4th inning. Firebirds were down 2-1 in this game. They've scored 5 unanswered, 0-1. Breaking ball out of the zone, swung over the top of it's 0-2. It's funny how magically pitching coach comes out, and the next 2 pitches look the most beautiful all night. Bases full of Red Sox, 1 away. King batting in the 6th spot, the 0-2. Breaking ball stays above the letters. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. King 3 home runs this summer for the YD Red Sox. Hit 8 this past spring at Georgia. Long stare in from Pellerin. Now the right-hander set. The 1-2. Breaking ball drops in just low. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
How about the borderline pitch there? As Pellerin really wanted that one on the hill.
He absolutely fooled Riley King, who was sitting fastball and got a juicy off-speed pitch. A miss downstairs. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball, check swing from King. Just fouled it off, and we'll do it again. Yeager aboard at first, Campbell off of second. Beasley 90 feet away. Tying run at the plate for the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox in the form of Riley King. The wind has died down just a touch at Red Wilson Field. The 2-2. Breaking ball, waved out and missed, strike 3. King couldn't lay off on the off-speed in the dirt, and there's 2 away.
Big strikeout by Pellerin's going to give him a lot of confidence out on the hill, and now just 1 out away from getting out of the bases loaded jam. But again, anytime you play at this ballpark, you're never out of the woods yet just because of how shallow the outfield fence is.
It's now a chance for Jack Thomas Wold, who hit a walk-off 3-run shot for the Yarmouth Dennis Red Sox just a couple weeks ago. And David Avidia, the catcher from Grand Canyon, going to come out and have a word with Connor Pellerin. Wold is 0 for 3 tonight, including a strikeout his last time up. He's batting .250 on the year with 3 homers and 20 RBIs. Tying run at the plate for the Red Sox. Orleans on top, 6-2. 2 down in the last of the 8th. This might be the last chance for YD to tie this game up. Pellerin set, first pitch home. Fastball runs inside for ball 1. We've seen Pellerin struggle with command at times this summer. That was pitch number 26 from the right-hander. More than half of them balls, 14 tonight. Rising junior set, 1 out. Breaking ball misses outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. That was a great pitch from Connor Pellerin to the chagrin of the Firebirds dugout on the call. Brendan Eigerbrook, Firebirds assistant coach, telling Pellerin to keep working on the bump. 2-0. Fastball skied into deep left center field. Hurtaby's ranging back, feeling for the fence. He's got room, makes the catch, and the side is retired. Connor Pellerin works his way in and out of trouble here in the 8th inning as the Red Sox score no runs on no hits, 1 error, and they leave the bases full. Pellerin continues to stay perfect this summer for the Orleans Firebirds. It's Birds 6, Red Sox 2, and we'll send it over to Scotty Gaines. Scotty?
Lacrosse, tennis, cross country, and volleyball.
Thanks, guys. If you watch the Bird's Eye View pregame show, we had Zebulon Vermillion on. Got to chit-chat with him about making connections with, the guys on the team, the people around the town of Orleans, making relationships, all that good stuff. And it was just enjoyable to talk with him, but we also love to joke around that he is the riddle king on the team. That's what they do out in the bullpen. They're giving each other riddles. They're quizzing each other on riddles. And so during the pregame show, he read this for those watching, and then I said I would give the answer out. So here's the riddle again. What is greater than God, more evil than the devil? The poor have it, the rich need it, and if you eat it, you will die. That was the Zebulon Vermillion riddle question of the day, and the official answer is, and if you guessed it correctly, you win nothing except for the pride of being the Zebulon Vermillion riddle king, which you would be. The answer is nothing. So nothing. Again, the riddle, greater than God, more evil than the devil. The poor have it, the rich need it, and if you eat it, you will die. The answer is nothing. So Zebulon Vermillion, again, from us to him, thank you for joining us on the pregame show. And from all of us tuning in, a part of this broadcast, thank you for blessing us with this riddle today, because it really was fun, and another just fun thing, and getting to know these guys, and you just absolutely love that. Zebulon Vermillion, again, the Riddle King, and appreciate his time in helping us expand our broadcast tonight.
Top of the ninth at Red Wilson Field. Orleans on top of Yarmouth Dennis, 6-2. It'll be 8-9-1 for the Orleans Firebirds, starting with Tanner Murray. Shortstop from UC Davis will step in for the 4th time. Right-hander Nolan McCarthy back out for his 2nd inning on the bump. 6'5" right-hander out of Occidental College steps on the rubber from the first base side. He comes to his set. First pitch to Tanner Murray. Fastball smoked into center field. Beasley ranging back. He's going back to the fence. Has room, makes the catch. 1 swing and 1 away here in the 9th.
Well, Murray looking for his 2nd homer in this ball game. Wind not blowing
Right fielder from the
as
University
hard out
of
towards
Tennessee,
straightaway center. Caught all of it,
Daniel.
but flies it out right at the warning track there to Beasley.
So Zach Daniels, right fielder from Tennessee, will step in from the right side. 0 for 2 tonight with a pair of strikeouts, but did work a walk his last time up. McCarthy set. Takes a deep breath, first pitch home. Breaking ball drops it on the outside corner for strike 1. For the YD Red Sox in the 9th inning, they'll have 8-9-1 come up. With the Birds up by 4, they'll need a little more than just 3 hitters at the plate. McCarthy set. The 0-1 home. Breaking ball hit hard to the left side. Shortstop Wyatt Young glides to his left. Throws on to first, stretch by Wold in time. And there's 2 away. So make it 6 retired in a row by this Red Sox bullpen.
From West Point.
And now Jacob Hurtubise, the center fielder from Army, will dig in. And boy, has Hurtubise been a spark tonight for the Orleans Firebirds. Pair of hits for the leadoff man for the Birds, including an RBI knock. And Hurtubise going to meet on the third base side with Jamie Quinn. Try and slow down Nolan McCarthy, who's only thrown 3 pitches in this inning. Looks like we're going to get in all 9 innings at Red Wilson Field. First time this summer between the Birds and the Red Sox. YD holds a 4-1 lead over the Birds in the regular season series. Potentially these 2 teams could meet first round of the East Division playoffs. Hurtubise steps in from the left side. Right-hander McCarthy working from the first base side of the rubber. Rising senior out of Army. Waves the black bat over the left shoulder. First pitch from McCarthy. Breaking ball drifts low and away for ball 1. Saw Jeff Proumel warming up in the 8th inning. No one tossing at the current moment in the Orleans bullpen. We'll see if the Birds leave out Connor Pellerin to pitch the 9th. 1-0. Breaking ball skips and loads. 2 balls and no strikes. Now Pellerin threw 10 pitches last night, more than 20 today in his scoreless inning. Worked around some command problems, but got the Birds another scoreless frame. It's been 5 scoreless innings of relief from the Birds tonight. 2-0. Hurtubise shows bunt, pulls it back. It's 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting what Jamie Quinn goes with there. If Pramel is ready and waiting, or if we won't see Pramel come out in substitution for Pellerin.
Here's the 3-0. Breaking ball drifts outside, ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Jacob Hurtubise. He's aboard for the 3rd time tonight. And Julio Marcano will get another chance.
So the Firebirds put up a 2-run effort, or a 2-out effort before. Scratch across 2 runs. We'll see if they can do it here, starting out with a walk by Hurtubise. That's what he does best.
Firebirds all over the Red Sox, 6-2 at Red Wilson Field. They've gotten a big lift from their bullpen tonight. 5 scoreless between Smith and Pellerin. McCarthy, a deep breath, checks on the runner, first pitch. Breaking ball smacked the other way into right center field for a base hit. Hurtubise busting around. He'll go first to third. The throw goes into second. It's a 2-out single for Julio Marcano, his 2nd of the day. And Orleans with runners on the corners and 2 away.
Well, I think we could get used to seeing this 1-2 combination. Jacob Hurtubise works a walk. Marcano waits back on a curveball and just lines one into the right center field gap. Easy first to third play for Hurtubise. Here come the Birds once again, trying to tack on a few more insurance runs.
Another 2-out rally for Orleans. We saw one in the 7th that translated into 2 runs. Can the Birds tack on 1 or 2 more here in the 9th? They're already leading the Red Sox by 4. And Max Troiani, who's 1 for 3 tonight, an RBI single in the 6th, drew a walk in the 7th, will take another turn at the plate. Marcano aboard at first. Hurtaby's 90 feet away. Righty on righty matchup with 2 down. First pitch to Troiani. Breaking ball spots the outside corner for strike 1. Again for YD in the last of the 9th, it'll be Tate Samuelson, Sam Hall, and Wyatt Young. 8, 9, and 1 in this Red Sox lineup. 0-1 the count to the Birds' 3-hole hitter, Max Troiani. The 0-1. Breaking ball drops low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. No one warming up in the Red Sox bullpen. This is Nolan McCarthy's ball game to try and keep it at 4. Give YD a chance in the last of the 9th. Offense that has scored the most runs this summer only has put 2 on the board today. Here's the 1-1. Pitch out called. Well, squeezes it outside the zone. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Interesting decision there by Yarmouth Dennis.
Yeah, it is very interesting. Don't think that the Firebirds want to run to an out on the base paths, especially with 2 down and Hardy order coming up.
Arguably your best hitter at the plate as well, Max Troiani. 2-1. Fastball ripped out and missed. It's 2-2.
Especially when you give Troiani a beat in the count when he goes up 2-1.
Troiani 5th in the league in hitting at .328. Trying to give the Birds an insurance tally here in the 9th. 2-2. Fastball pounded into right center field. Beasley on the run. This is going to get down for a base hit. Beasley cuts it off before the track. Troiani takes the turnaround first. It's an RBI single for Max Troiani, and the Birds add another. It's 7-2.
Welcome to Orleans Firebirds baseball. Scored a lot of their bulk of their runs today with 2 down. Scored 2 back in the 7th with 2 down, and now 1 here in the 9th inning. This Firebirds offense looks to be clicking on all cylinders at the right time.
Any other ballpark, that's probably a double, but at Red Wilson Field, it's a long single for the singles machine, Max Troiani. Shea Whitcomb, third baseman from UC San Diego, will now take his turn at the plate. But the Birds up by 5 here in the 9th. Whitcomb, one of 2 Firebird starters that's still in the lineup without a hit tonight. He's 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts. First pitch. Fastball catch to the outside corner for strike 1. Again, Whitcomb, those 7 home runs, most by a non-Division I player since 2000 when the league started putting their stats online. Got to dig further into the archives and go back to the league office. Find out more. 0-1. Breaking ball drops on the outside corner. It's 0-2. Troiani aboard at first. Marcano 90 feet away. Birds looking for win number 20 of the summer. And secure at least a 500 season as well. McCarthy a deep breath. The 0-2 home. Fastball runs outside. It's 1-2. Now at Stony Brook Field in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's all Bourne, 13-2 over the Brewster Whitecaps. If this result holds, and in Bourne and Brewster stays the same, the Birds will be in the playoffs. McCarthy rocks back and forth. Now he's set 1-2, runner going. Breaking ball caught on a miss, strike 3. McCarthy bounces back, fans Shea Whitcomb for the 3rd time tonight, but not before the Birds tack on another. Orleans scores 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. They leave 2 runners left on base. We'll go to the last of the 9th. Connor Pellerin going back out once again for the Orleans Firebirds. It's Birds 7, Red Sox 2. You're listening to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Yeah, they're going to run him out there.
13 runs. They scored 5 in the 6th. Yeah. Kusick today. Jeez, McKay got tagged for 5. Winkler. Aaron Winkler pitched, and then Sean Huntley tagged for 5 runs in 2/3. Not good.
One sec. It's been 1,126 days since the Orleans Firebirds have won at Red Wilson Field, but Orleans is on top of Yarmouth Dennis 7-2 as we go to the last of the ninth in South Yarmouth, Massachusetts. 8-9-1 for the YD Red Sox, starting with Tate Samuelson, and the Birds' closer, Connor Pellerin, back out for another inning. First pitch, breaking ball drops low for ball one. Boy, have the last few days been adventurous for the Orleans Firebirds. A big two-run comeback in the eighth last night at Eldridge Park. 1-0, heater, check swing. He laid off. It's 2 balls and no strikes. And what sparked Orleans last night, Coach Brendan Iger sharing some words with the home plate umpire and Ken Diber at Eldridge Park. 2-0 pitch. Fastball spots the inside corner. It's 2-1. Then Kelly Nicholson joined the party. One pitch later on a ground out, and he was shown the boot. Hit the showers early, but it ignited a 2-run rally for the Birds. 2-1. Breaking ball skips in the dirt. Samuelson looks helpless. He swings. It's 2-2.
There it is, featuring that curveball again from Connor Pellerin. Tough to pick up, tough to hit.
Pellerin, 2 strikeouts in that scoreless eighth inning. Looking for another one here at Red Wilson Field. Right-hander from Tulane comes set. Here's the 2-2. Fastball cut on a miss, strike 3. 95 on the gun from Pellerin has Samuelson hacking, and the Red Sox down to their final 2 outs.
Well, that is Connor Pellerin in a nutshell. Can blast the mid-90s mile-an-hour fastball right past you, mixing a couple of those devastating curveballs in there. This time, bumps the iron upstairs on Samuelson. He can't catch up.
So now Sam Hall, right fielder from Clemson, will dig in. Second time tonight, came on as a pinch hitter back in the 7th inning. Pellerin comes set, first pitch home. Fastball spanked the other way and out of play for strike 1. For Pellerin, came into this ball game in a non-save situation. Birds were up by 4 runs heading into the 8th, but it's been the same Pelly out there for the Firebirds. It's now 12 1/3 scoreless innings without giving up an earned run. 0-1. Breaking ball ripped out and missed. It's 0-2. Right-handers this summer have just looked absolutely foolish up at the dish. They've yet to get a hit off Connor Pellerin this summer. No balls, 2 strikes against Sam Hall. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, check swing from Hall to appeal to first. He went around. Doug Isham punches him out. Back-to-back Ks for Pellerin, and the Red Sox down to their final out at Red Wilson Field.
Now, how fitting would it be that Connor Pellerin strikes out the side here in the 9th after running into trouble in the 8th inning? Again, guy that's really relies on confidence on the hill with his stuff. Because if he has it working, he's untouchable.
And it won't be Wyatt Young to bat. Ron Washington Jr., outfielder from Pittsburgh, will take a pinch hit opportunity with the game on the line. Orleans 7, Yarmouth Dennis 2. Red Sox down to their final out. First pitch from Pellerin. Breaking ball drops it on the outside corner for strike 1. Birds jumped out in front in this ball game 1-0 through the first inning and a half. YD tacked on 2, but it's been all Orleans since. 0-1. Breaking ball just misses outside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. So for Washington, a late addition to the Red Sox this summer. Rising junior at Pittsburgh. 1-1, fastball misses down and away. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Washington just 1 for his first 9 on the Cape. Probably the most talented player on a Pittsburgh squad that has struggled in the ACC the last few seasons. Pellerin set at the chest. Here's the 2-1. Fastball pounded inside. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Firebirds 7 runs on 10 hits. 1 error and 6 runners left on base. For the Red Sox, it's 2 runs on 6 hits, 1 error, and 8 runners left on base. 3-1 the count to Ron Washington, the pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner. And the count runs full, and Yarmouth Dennis down to their final strike. Orleans 7, Yarmouth Dennis 2. Firebirds looking for their first win at Red Wilson Field in more than 3 years. Pellerin comes set. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball upstairs, ball 4. So Ron Washington Jr. works a 2-out walk, and the ball game extends for the YD Red Sox.
Please report to the press box.
So Washington gets the pinch hit opportunity. He reaches base. And I will see if Brad Beasley can pass the baton. Beasley's 0 for 3 tonight, drew a walk his last time up. It's a Firebirds 7-2 lead over YD here in the last of the ninth. First pitch. Fastball runs low and away for ball 1. Bellerin pitched last night for the Orleans Firebirds through 10 pitches in a scoreless frame. He's got 43 tonight at Red Wilson Field. 1-0. Breaking ball catches the inside corner. It's 1-1. If the Birds win and the Brewster Whitecaps lose, the Firebirds will be back in the postseason. Looks like we might be a couple moments away from that. 1-1. Fastball hit to the left side and fell. And the Red Sox down to their final strike once again.
Fitting how it would be against the YD Red Sox, a team that has won 4 Cape League championship, or 3 in a row, just a few years back.
Team that has had the Firebirds number as well over the last few seasons. 1-2 the count to Beasley. Red Sox down to their final strike, 1-2. Breaking ball tails outside, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Firebirds lead the Red Sox 7-2 at Red Wilson Field. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Ron Washington Jr. aboard at first. Bellerin set the 2-2. Fastball skied back and out of play. We'll do it again. Good battle here from Beasley to drive that pitch count of Bellerin up. He's now at 46 pitches in an inning and 2/3. Bellerin looking to close the door for the Birds. 2-2. Breaking ball shot back out of play. We'll do it again. Good battle from Beasley to stay alive and extend this ball game. Firebirds looking to climb up the East Division. They're just 5 points back of the YD Red Sox for second place. The 2-2. Breaking ball tipped foul back to the screen. We'll do it again. Beasley just got a piece off the end of the bat, and he continues to foul off the heaters and the breakers from Connor Bellerin. Yeah. 3 straight foul balls.
Putting up a really good fight here, especially with Bellerin mixing pitches and areas.
8th pitch of the AB. Fastball squared into deep right center field. Hurtaby's ranging back. This is going to 2-hop the fence. Taking for first to third is Ron Washington Jr. He'll put on the brakes. Cruising into second is Brad Beasley. And the Red Sox will bring up Austin Wells once again.
So the Red Sox showing some life here with 2 down after Bellerin struck out the first 2 hitters. Ron Washington Jr. works a brilliant walk, and then Beasley follows it up with a perfect AB. He works and sees a lot of pitches, and follows it up with a double.
Firebirds trying to save the arms for the next few days. Birds have a double header tomorrow against Harwich and Chatham, and then 2 more against the Anglers to finish the summer. It's all Bellerin to finish this off for the Orleans Firebirds, 50 pitches deep at Red Wilson Field. First pitch. Breaking ball drops on the inside corner for strike 1. Firebirds 7, Red Sox 2. YD down to their final out at Red Wilson Field. Austin Wells 0 for 4 tonight with 2 strikeouts. Bellerin comes set, the 0-1. Breaking ball squared back, and the Red Sox down to their final strike of the night. 3rd time tonight, YD's been down to their final strike, and Bellerin looking to finish it off. Right-hander from Tulane already has 4 strikeouts in an inning and 2/3. Birds looking for their first win at Red Wilson in more than 3 years. 0-2. Breaking ball just missed inside. He'll appeal down on the check swing. He laid off. It's 1-2.
Another good-looking curveball from Bellerin. He's, again, just like Smith was, just around the zone. If you're going to miss, don't miss by much. Don't miss in the zone.
Bellerin looking to finish this off for the Orleans Firebirds. Here's the 1-2. Fastball pounded to the left side, right at the shortstop, Tanner Murray. Gobbles it up, throws to first, and the ball game is over. Connor Bellerin, 2 scoreless innings to finish this off for the Orleans Firebirds, as Orleans tops YD 7-2 at Red Wilson Field for their first win in more than 3 seasons in South Yarmouth. And the Birds, pending a Brewster loss, will clinch their first playoff appearance since 2017.
That was another brilliant game worked here by the Orleans Firebirds, a game in which they got on the board back in the second inning before the Red Sox put up 2. But then the Firebirds did not look back. They would go on to score 6 unanswered runs, 2 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and 1 insurance run in the 9th inning. Again, it all started back early in that ball game after Rob Emery scored on a balk. Back in the second inning, Red Sox got on the board with an RBI single by Tate Samuelson. And Noah Campbell scored on a wild pitch. Those are the 2 runs for the Red Sox in the second. Then in the 5th inning, a couple of loud bangs from the Firebirds bats. Solo shot from Rob Emery and a solo home from Tanner Murray in that 5th inning. Rob Emery will be with our sideline reporter Scotty Gage in just a few seconds. He is our Bird Baller of the game. And I know Scotty can't wait to talk to Rob here on the Birds Broadcast Network. As then later on in the 6th inning, it was then an RBI single from Max Troiani, followed up by Hernaby's RBI single in the 7th, and an RBI single from Troiani again in the 9th inning. Delivered a couple base knocks, but was also the pitching as well to look strong for the Firebirds. David Still goes out, throws 3 strong innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned, a walk, and a punch out, followed by Angelo Smith, who threw 4 innings, allowed just 2 hits, 2 walks, and 4 punch-outs, as Scotty Gage is all set with Rob Emery on the first base side. So, Scotty, we'll send over to you.
Thomas, thanks, buddy. Yes, you said it. The Birds, baller of the game, Mr. Rob Emery. A double to start off the game, then you scored a run, and then you hit a solo shot to tie the game. How great was that for you, man?
Yeah, it felt good to come out of the gate and help the offense and give our pitchers some breathing room.
It was an offense that really started slow, and then it seemed like after your solo home run, Tanner Murray jumped on board, got one for himself too, and then the offense just absolutely exploded. What does that tell you about the Firebirds?
Well, I mean, it's no secret we've been pretty good in games where we hit home runs. So if one guy can do it, the rest of the dugout starts thinking they can do it, and we bear down a little more. I guess it feels that way. I don't know.
But, hey man, it seems like we've been kind of talking after the game, every game, because you've been hitting so well lately, and I know you said you've been working, you've been doing different stuff, and you just found your swing. Now that you're just getting into that groove day by day, how great does that feel?
It's great. You know, I mean, tail end of the season here, I feel like you just kind of come to the game and play it, and you know, it's not like it's on autopilot, but you're in a routine, and you know what you're going to be doing when, you know, what's going to be asked of you. So it's just easy to go out there and do my job right now.
You were hitting like fire today. You caught the first couple innings of the game, and then you went to first base. How was that transition today?
I mean, first base is a lot of fun. It was nice to get out of the catcher's gear in this heat. Yeah, I like playing first base. So.
Yeah, and it was fun. It was fun to watch, Robin. You know, something that wasn't too fun for you last time we were here was I challenged you to eat the donut burger, and it did not go well. And the donut burger is disgusting. So as a peace offering, I got you another one. You can do whatever you want with it. You can throw it away. You can eat. You can snack it. Should I eat it? I already eat it. Okay, I will eat it.
As quick as possible.
I'm not gonna eat it as quick as possible. I'm gonna take a bite.
I'm here with Scotty Gage, and he's gonna attempt to eat the famous Whitey donut burger in less than 30 seconds.
I'm not gonna eat it in less than 30 seconds. We saw what happened last time, but I'll take a big bite.
Okay.
Sounds good. Okay.
That sounds good. This is a jelly donut and a 6-hour-old burger. It's truly disgusting, and I feel really good about Scotty having to eat this right now.
It's disgusting, buddy.
Yep.
Feel good? Are we
Aunt
back?
Lori,
Are we even?
Aunt Lori, Uncle Joe, love you guys. See you soon.
Hey, thanks so much, buddy. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
And thank you, Scotty. I'm now inside here beside me is Angelo Smith. Angelo, another strong outing here today on the Cape Cayuga. 4 strong innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 4 punch-outs, and don't allow a run. What was working for you out here against these Whitey Red Sox hitters?
My off-speed pitch, I was getting ahead with that, and then letting my guys behind me work.
Zach just went up and put the ball in play, and unfortunately, here at Whitey as well, it didn't affect you. It helped the Firebirds a bit here. The short center field, it's only about 350, 360 out here. What's the challenge as a pitcher out here, knowing that thing is out there in center?
Yeah, you got to keep it low. You don't want to leave it up so it can go out easily. So this is not, I guess, not like real regulation field, I guess.
Yeah, it's a high school field, as are most of the Cape League ballparks, but it's an anomaly here. You know, we see 434 in center, and then go the exact opposite here at Eldridge Park.
Yeah.
And then today, 3 bullpen guys. David Steele obviously started back at Northeastern, then followed by you and Connor Pellerin. So you guys, a lot of bonding time down there in the bullpen. What's it like to see, you know, 2 of your probably maybe closest friends out there in the bullpen come in here and you guys pitch, just allow 2 runs in a full 9-inning game?
It feels good, real good. We're we're going into the last stretch with a lot of confidence and hoping to take this into the playoffs with a lot of confidence and a lot of energy.
You talk about going into the final stretch here, heading into the postseason. You got a couple games coming, big games coming the next couple of days. A lot of arms going to be used. How are you guys staying fresh down there?
J-bands, J-bands, get your running in. Just making sure you go to the weight room and playing catch every day and keep your arm healthy. So
drink lots of water.
And drink lots of water too.
Thank you, Angelo.
Yeah,
Again,
no
another
problem.
fantastic outing today. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Again, that was Angelo Smith joined alongside us here on the Birds Broadcast Network. Firebirds defeat the Red Sox by a final score of 7-2 here at Red Wilson Field. Orleans 7 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. Red Sox 2 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Firebirds have a doubleheader tomorrow afternoon and evening, a game against the Harwich Mariners at 2 o'clock at White House Field, and then we'll head over back to Eldridge Park against the Chatham Anglers, a game at 7 o'clock. Again, Firebirds final score over the Whitey Red Sox, 7-2, pick up their first win here at Red Wilson Field since 2016. For my silent reporter, Scotty Gage, our producer, Bryce Johnson, and my broadcast partner, Josh White, I'm Thomas Inzarella, saying so long from Red Wilson Field for the last time here in the 2019 season.